Hey, what's up, Joey? Plus, if you're here, we have a lot of my people are very generous with gifting subscriptions for a month. It's $5 a month to subscribe to get rid of the ads. It's free to watch, but if you want rid of the ads, it's $5 a month. A lot of my people are very generous gifting subs, but you have to be here to be gifted one. They can't like give you one if you're on YouTube or give you one if you're somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You have to be here for that to work. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they want what they can verify. Plus, they have their goals too. So they say for every 100 viewers, someone has on Twitch, we usually get 3 people, to purchase or to play the game or whatever. They don't know that about Rumble viewers. They're a completely different audience. Or Facebook viewers, they're a different audience. They know what the average Twitch viewer is, not what the average YouTube viewer or Rumble or whatever. And I'm nowhere near, quote unquote, big enough for like YouTube advertisers. But Twitch advertisers come around every once in a while. I've done I think like 2 or 3 legit paid sponsored things, which was nice. Will was on Rumble as Laws DW. Oh, thank you. Thank you for moving. I know it's kind of a hassle, but it really helps the channel. It helps me greatly. So thank you for that. Bless it. Uh-oh. There's a bless it there somewhere. I used to hear that all the time growing up. My mama used to say it. My mama too. And there's actually something special going on tonight. If you are a Patreon member, you'll actually be able to, instead of doing a Patreon show, if you're a Patreon member and how many Twitch subscribers do you have? It should say, but it says I've got 176 subscribers on Twitch, which they're paid. I have 2,500 followers, which is be like YouTube subs. Yeah, that's followers is like subs here on YouTube. So I have 2,500 subs here, and I usually have, it's between 100 to 200 subscribers, paid subscribers. And I make, for every subscription is $5, and Twitch gives me half of it. $2.50 to me, $2.50 to them. But you get rid of ads. You get subscriber-only shows when I do subscriber-only shows. You get subscriber-only chat if I do something like that. I don't know. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's free. A lot of my subscribers are Prime members. That was a timer, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, like holding 100 viewers on YouTube or on Twitch is a pretty big deal for me. I know it's not for some people, but most people that stream to Twitch, the majority of people that stream to Twitch have 0 live viewers or like 1 or 2. The vast majority, I would say probably like 90% have less than 5 viewers. There we go. All right. I'm going to kill this music. We'll go ahead and get started, guys. We'll roll the intro with Intel Lady. Oh, that was kind of perfect timing. That song ended anyways. There we go. Let me roll the intro, and then I'll talk to you about what's going on tonight.
Hey, everybody. It's Tim Cold here. Listen up. You guys are really mad at me because of my last broadcast. I disclosed a God dream where we were all instructed by God to subscribe to Cold Beer Confessional channel on Rumble and BitChute and Twitch and YouTube. Listen,
That's right.
It's not my fault. I have to disclose what I'm told by God. So don't get mad at me. If you want to do something about that, the best thing you can do is go into the comments section on his YouTube channel. Just imagine these guys are you guys going into the Will Bird's comments section and saying things like, your channel is trash, your sunglasses look ridiculous, you're not a real patriot, or, your wife can do better, just anything like that. And for those of you saying that actually that will help his channel because it will bring more engagement and it'll help the algorithms, I've already run this past Uncle Teshy. Uncle Teshy knows about algorithms, okay? There is nothing Nikola Tesla is more expert at than YouTube algorithms. And if he says it won't affect it, then it won't affect it. So I strongly suggest that you guys get into the comments section and call this guy an asshole.
Thank you very much, Intel Lady. She's very funny. I just saw somebody say something about Twitch. Let me open up my Twitch. So someone said something about their Twitch and their internet. I don't know. You may have already done this, but there's a couple things that you can do on Twitch. Let me open up a live stream somewhere. New drops, new World of Warcraft. All right, let me mute it. So there's a couple things you can do to help with Twitch. Zach Rar. There's a couple things that you can do on Twitch. You can go into playback and quality, and you can lower the quality, or you can put it on auto. There's a
PR_ you betcha just gifted 10 subs.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. PR, you betcha. That was 10 subs. That's a lot of subs. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate it. There's a couple different things you can do. So somebody just gifted you subs. Basically, that's $5 a month. It keeps you from having having to see ads, and you'll be free for 30 days from the day they buy it for you. And then they'll ask you if you want to continue it yourself, or if you just want to go back to watch it for free. That's fine. But thank you very much. So on Twitch, you can do quality. There's auto, and then there's this transcoding. Basically, over here in the bottom corner, I could change the screen around to where you can see it better. Now, I don't always have this available to me. The only people that always have this to where you can lower the replay settings, that always have it, are partners. I'm not a partner. I qualified for partner. They tried to give me partner, and I turned it down because of some of the restrictions they have on their partners. So, but you can turn down the quality sometimes. You can go to advanced. There's a setting that says advanced. You can turn off low latency. That'll basically increase the time between me saying something and you hearing it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's like milliseconds later. If you're not like playing a game with me, it wouldn't really matter. That'll help your internet. There's also a way to do there's also a way on your phone to do audio only player. You can, like, if you are using data or don't have the greatest connection or whatever on your phone, you can turn on an audio only. It'll just cut the video off, and you just be able to hear my voice and hear what I'm playing, of course. The audio only player, if you have a really, really bad service and want to listen, works on a cell phone. It's not too bad. All right, so we're doing something different tonight. I am live on 2 platforms, even though I said I was only going to do one. Oh, that's my bad. Even though I said I was going to do one, I'm actually live on Facebook as well, because I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with Facebook. There's typically not enough people on Facebook for me to really worry about it. Like what's on there right now. Let me see. Yeah, there's 19 people. I would love to have those 19 people on Twitch. If you can do Twitch, that's great. If you can't, I understand. The replays will be posted on YouTube, and I'm actually streaming to YouTube right now. I know you guys can't see it. I know you guys don't see it on my list. It's unlisted, and tomorrow I'll just put the replay on there. But the best thing that could help my channel, and Rumble too, I'm streaming to Rumble, it's unlisted, and I'll turn the replay on tomorrow or after the show or whatever. But to help my show the best, I've decided that it's better to keep my show on than it is to try to keep everybody happy on every platform. So the best thing that I can have is have people watching on Twitch. So for those of you who made the jump over to Twitch, I know it's aggravating. I know you probably don't want to learn a new platform. It might be annoying, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's probably the best thing that you can do for the show because it will show you ads. They're not long. They're every 45 minutes, which I think is probably a good time to take a piss break anyways or grab a drink or something. They're a couple minutes every 45 minutes. I get paid for those. I'm monetized here. Plus, like I said, when someone approaches me and says, hey, we'd like to run an ad on your channel or we'd like you to advertise for this company or play this game, that might not be your type of thing, but I get paid on how many people regularly watch. They'll go and say, okay, we reviewed a website called Sully Gnome. I'll show you the website. It's SULLYGNOME, Sully Gnome. And basically they'll say, okay, well, we went and looked at your Sully Gnome for cold beer confessional. And they'll approach me through my Twitch email and they'll say, did I not click on it? What the heck? Cold beer confessional. And they'll say, okay, over the last month, we see that you have had an average of, last online 20 hours ago, follower rank, I'm 85,000th in follower rank. I'm follower gain, I'm 229,000th, blah, blah, blah. None of that really matters. Average viewers are 65. So they'll say, okay, we know that you have an average of 65 viewers on your Patreon, on your Twitch. So we'll be prepared to pay, if you do this ad for us, we'll pay you $200 or $300 or $1,000, whatever they say. I don't think I've ever hit $1,000, but still, whatever they say. So just numbers help me a lot if someone wants to advertise, which we've gotten legitimate advertisers before, and I've got one pending right now. It's for a video game. But most of my viewers, even if they don't play video game, they'll say, hell, we'll watch just because, or we'll sign up for this video game just for the week so Will gets paid for it, and we'll play it for 10 minutes just so Will gets paid for it. It helps the show quite a bit. Last time we did Raid Shadow Legends, and I started off by telling everybody, like, look, I know this is kind of like a meme that everybody advertises for Raid. They've approached me, blah, blah, blah. But the majority of my audience signed up for it. And I think the show ended up making $600 or some shit. It was actually really good, even though most people didn't think it was that great. So that's what we're doing. Right now, it's showing my peak viewers over the last 7 days was only 92, but right now we're sitting here with 125. So clearly this works. Clearly only broadcasting here works, or that number right there is already showing us. Over the last 7 days, my peak viewers were 92, and there's 125 here now. So 14 days, where's 30 days? 129. We're almost at the 30-day average for peak viewers. So thank you guys for that. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'll go back to 7 days a week, or I'll do something when I just need to see if this works better. We are doing a little bit something different tonight. It's going to be kind of like a hangout. I got some research to do. I want to talk to you guys, see what you guys want to talk about. There's obviously a couple topics in the title that I want to discuss and talk about with you guys. But I wanted to first thank you guys. If you switched over, and I know you probably didn't want to. My mods can do a good job of it, but I will too. If you guys switched over, if you changed platforms for me, I know it's aggravating. I know most people want to do it. I don't want to do it. But thank you for doing it. This helps the channel more than you guys will know. There is Denise Moon just subscribed for 4 months in a row. Thank you very much for that subscription. Amazon Prime subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, which is where you get free 2-day shipping or whatever, if you go and type in Amazon Prime Twitch in Google, it'll bring up this website called Prime Gaming. Okay, Prime Gaming. It's at the website address is gaming.amazon.com. Okay, so what you do is you go there and you sign in with your email for your Amazon account. And it'll tell you to link your Twitch account. Once the two are linked, you come back to my Twitch, and when you go to subscribe to my channel, when you go to do a pay, you got to follow first, but then once you subscribe to my channel, it'll ask you if you want to use your free one. It's better to do it in your browser if you're on your phone. It's easy on your computer. If you're on your phone, a lot of times you have to do it through the browser because like the Apple app doesn't always work right. So you can do this. Just open Safari, open Google Chrome, and there you go. You can do a Prime subscription. You link it through Prime Gaming, and then when you come back, you get one subscription a month to give to whoever you want to, one time per month, and you can give it to me. Just the only thing that sucks about it, for at least for me, and I'm sure for you guys, is it doesn't automatically renew. You have to go back in there every month and click subscribe again with my Prime. There'll probably be a crown button for Prime. Yeah, sometimes there's a purple crown. I don't know if I've used mine this month, so let me go see somebody I'm following that's live. Let's see, lrn.fm. Yes, okay. See this? It says resubscribe. If I click down on it, have I used mine? Save, use Prime sub. You see that on the screen? I can zoom in. This is because mine are linked, and it says use Prime sub, and there's a little blue crown. So technically, I could subscribe to these guys for free because I have Amazon Prime. Now, I'd have to go in there and update it every month. It won't. If you're a paid sub, you can get it to automatically update. If you're not a paid sub, if you're an Amazon Prime sub, you have to go back in there every month. But it's no big deal. All right. So we're doing something a little bit different. So you benefit if we use her trial with Prime because if I'll do it. Yeah, if you subscribe with Prime, yeah, it basically is like you paid for a membership. I get $2.50 for everybody who subscribes. Again, you don't have to pay to watch. It'll just show you ads every once in a while. Every 45 minutes, there will be like 2 or 3 minutes of ads. You can go use the bathroom. You can go do whatever. But when I'm only broadcasting to Twitch, I can see when those ads are going, and I can even stop the conversation so you don't miss anything. The point is, just having people here to see the ads is great. It helps out. All right, so tonight's a little bit different. Like I said, we got some research to do. There's some topics I want to cover in the title. Obviously, the 7Ks tied to SVB Bank, the bank that just went down. You know, Phil's telling everybody to join 7K Metals. They were tied up with SVB Bank. Anyways, that's one thing I want to cover. We're going to talk about some of the cults that we're going to be having on the show on Friday. We have an interview with Siren Warner. TikTok, not Twitch. TikTok. Friday, we have an interview with Siren Warner. We're going to talk some about the cult stuff. I think they also put out a new video. Let's see if I can find his account. I think it's just Cult Hunter. Yeah, okay. Siren Warner is going to be on Friday. I just sent him a message saying I would call him tomorrow and we could discuss what we're going to talk about. This guy will watch some of his videos and talk about him. We'll talk about 7K and SVB Bank. Also, if you're a Patreon, instead of doing a Patreon show, if you're a patron, right now I added in Discord. You know where the Patreon rooms are in Discord? In Discord, in the Patreon rooms, there's a voice chat. So if you want to come on the show and talk or you want to hang out, you got something to say to me, the voice chat's open right now. The Discord Patreon voice chat's open right now. You're more than welcome to come on. If you got something to say, want to ask me a question, want to do whatever, or help talk about these topics or changes in the show, what you like, what you dislike, you want to yell at me, it's open right now. And you guys are more than welcome to do that.
TMC0815 just resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you very much. So a subscription, like I said, a subscription on Amazon Prime is free, and I get $2.50. A paid subscription is $5. I get $2.50. Twitch gets $2.50. That's the way they do it, 50-50. But first, let's talk about this SVB Bank thing. I need to turn this on too in case people go to Discord. They can still watch it. Let's see. Start virtual camera, and then turn my camera on over here. Turn on camera. There you go. So now even if you join over there on Discord, you can still see the show in the Patreon rooms. That's up to you if you guys want to come on. I'll probably, even if nobody wants to come on, maybe Bullshifter will come through later or something. He and his wife are working on something pretty incredible today. I don't know how well it'll sell, but they got us some brand new merch coming your way that they went out of their way to take care of for me. So thank you for that. Let's talk about this SVB bank thing and how it involves 7K, how it involves Phil's company, 7K. So SVB Bank was obviously the bank that went down not long ago, and the government stepped in to kind of prop it up. Hold on just a second. You can, if you want to, Miss Priss. I wouldn't stop you. I made a video and posted it over there today on Rumble that says, hey, all the new live streams like the one tonight are going to be on Twitch. Watch the replay tomorrow if you'd rather. But yeah, that you're more than welcome to make a post and be like live now over on. I can't make like I did a community post on YouTube, but I can't really do that on Twitch. But I want these shows. These shows are not just going to be me talking and covering everything. I want these shows to be like more interactive so we can talk and we can hang out. These are going to be like more laid back and relaxed because Friday's when I'm going to build the big show. I'm not going to have alerts interrupting me. I'm not going to have any of that stuff going on. Hopefully I'll have somebody to interview or to talk to. That's what we're pushing for. All right, let's talk about SVB Bank. Let me go grab it. I think, let's see, Q Idiot sent me one of them. He sent me this. This is their corporate update. The guys at 7K Metals did a corporate update video, and we're going to check that out here. They just did an update on. It was a big call. They probably had thousands of people on it. They did some kind. They talk about some kind of shitty things. Like they talk about how this is the greatest time to be. So someone asked me earlier today. You know, Phil said in his trial when he was testifying, he said it would be dumb. It would be dumb for him to sign Bree, his victim, up for 7K Metals because she's at the point now she would have to go in at the bottom. She really couldn't get at the top to where she's going to make a lot of money. So he was asking her to join a new venture. He was asking her to do something new, right? Well, now he's back to pushing 7K pretty hard again. And they say it in this, if we listen to this long enough, they say it in this. They say that this is the greatest, basically gold rush on MLMs right now, especially ones that deal with gold and silver, because so many people are worried about the bank. And there's a couple of things that he says in here that I talked about it on Bullshifter Show today, if anybody saw it. But we'll start here and we'll talk about this. So this is their corporate. This would typically be like an investor's call. I don't think they have investors, but they have all these MLM members. So like if you've ever been a shareholder in a company and they have their yearly or their monthly or their quarterly calls, that's kind of what this is. Talking about the company over the last month or quarter or whatever they're doing. I don't think it says. It's probably a monthly thing with them. Gold Rush update, special coins, chat, the effects of SVB Bank. Okay, here we go.
Hey, awesome. First of all, let me say congratulations to all of those that ranked up. You guys are awesome. It really is pretty cool.
The part I skipped was the rank ups, like who all moved up within their, hey, what's up, Kiki? Who all moved up within their levels, like moved from copper to gold to platinum to bronze to whatever. And they talked about the convention and a bunch of other stupid things. Now, this is the update about Sound Money Wallet here.
To have the biggest recruiting week of the year happen last week. And for all of you that were involved in that and made that a reality.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Kev. Lost my job. Definitely struggling as well. I'm sorry, brother. It's hit everybody kind of hard. I hate that.
What an awesome week. And it's already started out to be better this week than even last week. And so, like you said, Jay, if you're out there in the world and you haven't had the opportunity to participate in that yet, what I'm about to talk about will give you all the power that you need to share. Okay. So, For those of you who maybe just have not seen anything in the news since for a week and a half, right? Maybe you don't have a smart.
Thank you for the follow.
TV. Maybe you just never see anything like that. You might not know that the banking world has been in a little bit of chaos. Okay. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of how it affects us. And
damn, we're up to 189 subs. I don't know if I've ever had. Yeah, I have. I think the highest amount of subs I've ever had for a month was like 235. But we're getting close to setting a record here.
Then maybe how you could use it to your advantage in the world. So first,
your new job starts on Monday. Good deal, Kev. Good deal. I was hoping you would say you had something lined up already and not just, you're out of work and didn't know what you were going to do. I'm glad you got something coming.
About the Sound Money wallet card. We announced.
All right, so Phil has talked about this. Phil has talked about a big announcement coming about Sound Money wallet. He's talked about the potential to keep all your money. So right now he says he keeps almost all his money in his Sound Money wallet. He's talked about the potential to keep all your money there. He says now he keeps like operating funds in a bank so he can use it for flights or rental cars or this or that or the other. It's just probably a lie. He probably keeps a ton of it in the bank. He's got way too much. More than he deserves.
445 just gifted 5 subs.
Damn it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. With the 5 gifted subs from Bergie. Thank you. But he's talked about going to be able to keep all your money in a Sound Money wallet. And I think he was hinting at this. Basically, they wanted to create a debit card for your Sound Money wallet, which is the wallet that's within your 7K dashboard, right? It's tied to your 7K. It says how much gold you have, how much silver you have, how much cash you have on hand, all that stuff, how many points you have for their little MLM thing, all that stuff's in the Sound Money wallet. Oh, the mods are dropping this. By the way, I didn't say, but if you want to support the stream, you can do that at coldbeer.fund. There's actually 2 dono clips right now. If the mods want to hop over there and play them, I think one of them's video, one of them's audio. I'll play the first one. This is from Ramesh. Ramesh with a dono clip from 2 hours ago. Oh, I got to approve it first, don't I?
Well, Bert, this is Ramesh. Look at my goats. They're no longer plaid in these pictures. I will have to unleash these beasts on the city.
The goats are no longer plaid. The goats are no longer plaid in this picture. I will release them upon the city. Ramesh is turning into a basic evil genius. I don't know what to say. I heard that he wrecked his station wagon through an actual billboard. But I didn't know it would turn to goats. That seems kind of crazy. So Phil's talked about using 10 6-packs. Damn. You rock, Will Bard, and you make me laugh. Thank you very much. Lala Bell, 68 with 10 6-packs. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Phil's talked about turning everything over to his Sound Money wallet. And I think that he was alluding to you'll be able to use a Sound Money wallet for everything. He's alluding to this debit card they were talking about. So let me go back to that video. If you're a patron, not a mod, if you're a patron and you know that your Patreon stuff in Discord works, like the Discord rooms work, make sure that you can see the chat too. Make sure I didn't mess anything up there.
A month and a half ago that we were in the final stages and we were doing some testing, and we told all the leaders, the bronze and above leaders, they were going to get a test card a month ago or 2 weeks ago. And so it's probably time for an update because these are serious things. And so, you need to understand what's going on. If you haven't known, the failure, I guess I can't use that word because it was bailed out by the federal government. The
roll up.
Is that what the government's calling it?
That's what.
So Q Idiot called this guy Santa. He does kind of look like Santa, but doesn't this guy look like an elf? Hold on.
Haven't known.
This guy looks like Santa.
I guess I can't use that word because it was bailed out by the federal government. The
roll up.
Look at this guy.
Anonymous gifted Brad 1973 a subscription.
Thank you.
Anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Brad 1973.
Brad B. Me, 1973, got a gifted sub. Thank you from Anonymous. Doesn't this guy look like an elf? Like, it's weird enough the first guy looks like Santa. It's even stranger that this guy looks like an elf. But there you go. Pointy ears, nose, everything. I guess. Here's Ramesh's clip again. Right.
Wilbert, this is Ramesh. Look at my goats. They're no longer plaid in these pictures. I will have to unleash these beasts on the city.
Unleash the beast upon the city. There's another one here, too. Let this one finish.
Gifted 5 subs.
Wow. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then it does look like his beard's painted on. I said that earlier. It looks like he uses something to make it look thicker, doesn't it? Or maybe this is a filter. I don't know. Is this a filter that makes him look like a cartoon? He doesn't look real. There's something wrong. There was also another dono clip that came in from Y'all Are Nuts. I'll play it.
Wilbur Jervis, this is the Sea Hag. How dare you take away my First Amendment rights and hack into Telegram? Arg.
We trolled Kathy H. We're going to talk about that in just a minute as soon as we get through this video. We were trolling Kathy H. on Twitter today. I think she's in for a rude awakening when she sees it. Thank you very much, Y'all Are Nuts, from the Sea Hag. Are there ads? Or is there an ad playing right now, or did an ad just finish?
The roll up, is that what the government's calling it?
That's what they were calling it like then, and I don't know what it's called now.
See, it kind of looks like a filter, but is it though? His face looks blurred. His face looks blurred for some reason.
But that's a good word.
The ad just finished.
I get yelled at.
All right, I'll play those dono clips again then if the ad just finished. I don't know why Ryan texted me before they finished. Let me check. I should be able to tell on my end. Yeah, when it gives me the option to snooze ads, that's when they're finished. All right, let me play these 2 dono clips that came in while the ad was going. We were just talking about how this guy looks like Santa and the other guy looks like an elf.
Wilbert, this is Ramesh. Look at my goats. They're no longer plaid in these pictures. I will have to unleash these beasts on the city.
Releasing the beast upon the city. If you've never been able to see the Patreon rooms in Discord, you go to Patreon, settings, linked accounts, link your Discord account.
Wilbur Jervis, this is the Sea Hag. How dare you take away my First Amendment rights and hack into Telegram? Arg.
We were trolling Kathy H today. We'll talk about that when we get done with this video. Here we go.
But there's these words like roll up, apparently.
The intervention.
The intervention. There's some things. Silicon Valley Bank went through some trouble, okay, a week and a half ago. In that process, federal government stepped in, the U.S. Treasury Department, along with the FDIC insurance, and the Federal Reserve stepped in to help them, okay? In that process, you need to be aware of something. Sound money is doing something that has never been ever done in the history of cards. Now, some of you might think, well, hey, my bank issues me a debit card in like 5 seconds. And that's true. And if all we were doing is something that simple, yeah, we could do that in 5 seconds too. But over the last year, we've been working on something that the world's never seen, where a third party, like
yeah, Twitch is made kind of exclusively for live streams, so you can't really pause it. It's just it's a live stream. There's no DVR feature.
Money is allowed to build software that sits on the banking rails of every bank in the world and be able to be used on those rails.
But so they claim that SVB can build banking software that sets on the rails, whatever that means, that sets on the rails of banking industry and can be used by everybody everywhere. So that's why they went to them.
Stand in the middle of every transaction with no money in the bank and essentially play a godlike role in deciding whether that transaction passes or fails in a millisecond with, you heard me right, no money in the bank.
All right, so this is basically a lie. When when you run a debit card, when you swipe a card, and it's some type of card that has to be approved. Let's say you're buying gas at the gas pump, and most gas stations usually put a minimum charge on there. They don't know how much gas you're going to get, but when you pay at the pump, they usually put like a minimum charge, like $70 on there. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days to get that money back, $70, $75. Sometimes it clears up instantly. It just depends. But that card runs, and ask your bank, does he have the money to cover this, or, overdraft or whatever. It runs and asks the bank that, and the bank says yes or no unless the card be approved or denied. Now, that card, that bank, the transaction approval, that pump, it doesn't care if you have $75 in rupees, $75 US dollars, $75 in Iraqi dinar, $75 in Zimbabwe dollars, $75 in bottle caps from Fallout 4. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. So it damn sure wouldn't care if you had $75 in gold or silver. It wouldn't care. So as long as they made a system to assign a number based on what melt value is, or based on whatever value is.
Justin Sally just resubscribed for 3 months. Happy to part of the good side.
Thank you very much, Justin Sally. Appreciate it. Sally. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. As long as they made something, happy to be part of the good side. That's right. The only side. As long as they made something that assigned a monetary value to whatever you're holding in your sound money wallet, which would be like bullion and stuff. I'm sure they can't do this with collector coins, which is fucking retarded to even be buying collector coins right now. If you don't know, when values drop of like gold, silver, blah, 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 the first thing that drops is like the collector premium, the nostalgia money. Like, that's the first thing that drops because people don't have this. Like, just like my channel's struggling right now because people don't have disposable income. My channel's struggling right now because people don't have disposable income to donate. So will collectibles, whether that's a Nintendo or whether that's the first Atari, whether that's a pair of Air Force Ones, whether that's a gold or silver coin with the queen on it. Collectibles that mark up because something's collectible will start to fall. We saw this in 2007, 2008, when the markets went, and you could buy, like, at that time, you could buy, like, Nintendo systems for, like, next to nothing. But then when the economy rushed back in 2009, 10, 11, and 12, Nintendo's, old video games went through the roof because people had disposable income, and it was something they cared about from their childhood, and they paid out big bucks. So if you have bullion stored in your sound money wallet, all they have to do is assign a number to it. You have $100 worth, you have $1 million worth, you have $30 worth. That's all they have to do is assign a number to it. And then it works just like any other debit card in the world. He acts like they're inventing some kind of brand new fucking system that nobody can invent. And the only people that could do it were SVB. I would say the only people who wanted to take the risk were SVB. SVB Bank as a whole is known as a riskier bank, right? They jump in on startups, and they jump in on tech firms, and they jump in on this that more traditional banks would say, you know, it's kind of out of our wheelhouse. We don't, I'm sure there's money to be made here or lost here, but we don't really understand it. Well, SVB is one of the banks that would have jumped on something like this because they make, just like credit card companies, just like debit card companies, they'll charge a fee to the vendor, to the seller, a percentage of their income. Have you ever been to a real mom and pop place, like a mom and pop gas station, a restaurant or whatever, or a food truck? A lot of food trucks do this, and they'll say the prices are like this for cash, plus a 3.5% upcharge for using credit or debit, for using a card. The reason being is because they have to pay a percentage for using a card. So SVB would be making money, 7K would be making money, and you would be able to use your money.
That's what we had accomplished, okay? And in real time, to be able to decide if you had enough gold and silver to back that transaction, right? And the banks, right? There's not a lot of banks that want to play that game. We have met with every major institution in the world. You name it.
Oh, the reason it would be so hard to run this with, the reason it would be so hard to do this with like collectible coins is because $100 at the pump. I have to go inside to pay. Yeah. The reason it would be hard to do this with collectible coins is because the value fluctuates. Some person might say that coin's worth $300. The next person says, I want to give you $100 for it. But bullion's pretty stable. It goes up and down, but it's got a pretty regular price to it. It's not gonna, the bottom's not gonna fall out of it, and it's not gonna double in value tomorrow either. Here's how I know. Here's how I know this can be done. And they're not inventing a new wheel. You guys know they already have, not many companies do this, but they already have cards that you can scan for Bitcoin and crypto. So if they already have cards that know the value of a Bitcoin, know how much Bitcoin you have and how much money that's worth on your debit card, and will let you use that, then of course they could do gold or silver, which is much less volatile, which price fluctuates much less. Of course they could. They're not inventing anything new. They just found SVB would do it and no one else would.
We have met with them. And the rails that we had built that product on was with Silicon Valley Bank.
So Phil's telling you, look how bad this bank is. Evil, cabal, takedown. Banks are horrible. But that's where your debit card is going to be coming from. Did he tell you that? Did he tell you that's where you're going to get your sound? It was going to say Silicon Valley Bank on the fucking back of the debit card. If you got a Sound Money Wallet debit card, if this would have went through, they didn't get any of them shipped out. They didn't get any of it set up. But if it had been finalized, which is supposed to be in the next it was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, where the first test cards are supposed to go out to, I think he said bronze testers and above, it would have said Silicon Valley Bank on the back of it.
Now, we didn't have any money with Silicon Valley Bank, not a penny, but they were going to allow us to put our software on that platform and stand in the middle of every transaction and then square up with them every night at midnight.
The same way everything else works. The same way everything else works. I know this is also possible. I don't know if you guys know this about me. My business card for the show, for Cold Beer Confessional, that I use for business expenses or whatever, is actually through PayPal, because most of my donations are processed through PayPal, and rather than having to take them through PayPal, then change them to my bank, then get a business bank card and have all that transaction, I just cut out one middleman. So right now, most of my donations are already processed through PayPal, so I have a PayPal card, right? And what I do is they know how much money I've got in the bank. They approve, blah, 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 do whatever, and I swap my card when I need something. They know how much donations I have there actually, how much I have in reserves, how much I have pending, and they know my bank. So, like, let's say I only have $50 in there, and I go spend $100 on something for the show, they'll pull the rest of it from my bank. They do the same thing, and they didn't have to invent a new system to do it. They settle up at midnight with my bank, the same way he's talking about doing it. It's just no one else wanted to take this risk except for SVB.
So that process, and that was because they were the most powerful.
Oh, shit. We just passed 200 subscribers. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. Over 200 subscribers now.
Venture capital startup bank in the world. They're doing things that are 5 years ahead minimum of every other financial institution. Okay.
Not the SVB didn't actually go under because of that, but they were known as risk takers. We're going to talk about why SVB went under. It's not that big of a deal. Any bank could go under, and this has always been true with a run on the bank, and we'll talk about it in a minute, because he tries to make it sound like treasury bonds are not a safe investment, and they are.
I can say that with complete knowledge because I have met with every major bank out there through this.
He's met with every major bank, sure. I'm sure they do operate a lot of capital. Now, he says that they had no money with SVB Bank. I don't believe that. Oh, there's also a thing on Twitch. If you're new to Twitch, if enough like donations or subs or shit come in at one time, it starts something called a hype train, which is to get people to donate or whatever. You don't have to participate in that. It's just like a cool thing that pops up on the screen and says stuff or whatever. That's fun. Imagine SVB Bank is willing to take this risk is willing to let your people run a debit card for all your people who have a Sound Money wallet, which is anybody that's signed up, and potentially spend millions of dollars a day and only settle up at midnight, and you've got zero skin in the game. I don't believe that. I do think SVB would they do startups, they do riskier investments, and you know who they do that for? People who have a couple $1 billion in the bank already. People who are willing to put, $300 million with them and say, okay, here's my savings account. Now let's talk about something else you could do for my business. They're not going to do it when you have $0 in the bank. I don't think they want to admit that they lost money in SVB or had money in SVB.
Gifted 5 subs.
Holy shit. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. We're going to have, everybody in here is going to have a damn sub here in a minute. Thank you. I don't think that's true. I think SVB probably wanted them to have money in the bank for them to even start discussing this
process. Okay. So that's where those rails were going to sit. Our software was sitting on that platform. Because of that, the Sound Money card has been put on indefinite hold. What does indefinite hold mean? Well, it means I definitely don't know.
Indefinite hold means that motherfucker ain't coming. You ain't having it. It ain't happening. It's over. There's nothing to see here. It's not going to happen. It doesn't mean like, oh, well, in 3 weeks, blah, blah. Nope, it's over. It's done. Goodbye. No more.
A solution. Because we're back to the drawing board. I was on the phone again on Zoom meetings today with several banking partners from before, back trying to convince them to let us do the very thing that SVB Bank was letting us do.
All right, so he's been talking to investment banks. He's been talking to them all day and doing this, doing that, and trying to get them to agree to let him do this. Obviously, that's not happening. So they're not willing. They're not willing to let him do this. There's no way. They're not going to do it.
Will we get it accomplished? I believe so. This isn't, we don't ever take no for an answer. It took us years to get to this point. We were literally playing with it. Okay. With them.
It took us years to get to this point.
On for you and anyone. But I'm back at the stage now with the team, trying to get another big player to let our software sit on their rails and do what we want to do. Now we're being transparent with you. I was really hoping that between last week and this week that they would be acquired by somebody that we could really work with. It's not taking place. Okay. They're getting acquired by pieces of 5 major groups, and it's not going to work, right? They're
being acquired by 5 other banks. That's not going to be a bank that's going to let them do this. So whatever that is,
they're going to be too bureaucratic to make it
bureaucratic. They're going to be bureaucratic.
So we're back to the drawing board with who we're going to deal with. Okay. So it's on indefinite hold. Now I'm sure I'll come on.
The only bank they could find to do this was SVB. So now he says, we're on hold looking for a new bank. You just said you've talked to every major bank. They all denied you. So why do you think that a new bank is going to say it? I think he meant bureaucratic, not bureautic. I could be wrong, but I think he meant bureaucratic, like bureaucracy.
Share that for weeks to come so that everybody gets the message so you don't have to ask the question. But if you that are on here can spread the word, it's on indefinite hold today. What does that look like? I don't know. We're working on it, but just know that it's not imminent because they were that way. And just so you realize, that bank touched every single one of you on this call in a massive way. Every one of you used, I promise, no less than 20 companies that are in these kind of situations today. They're the biggest corporations in the world. Okay. So that being said, now on the flip side, I'm glad it happened because it's the greatest thing that could ever happen to you and me. Okay. This is like the giant silver platter of opportunity in the home-based business network marketing model. It is.
So it's a giant opportunity for them, basically because it's a scare tactic. You can say, here is bureaucratic, sexy FBI, sexy bureau members. You're right. It's basically, you can go scare everybody right now. Go scare everybody with this and say, look, banks are failing. Don't you want our gold and silver? Plus, we can sign you up for an autosaver account.
The greatest opportunity I've seen since maybe 08. 08 was pretty good because we did get like a flood of a couple 100,000 realtors and a couple 100,000 contractors that jumped into space. But this opportunity affects every single person. So if you haven't had the opportunity to share with people this week, hey, take a look at what happened to Silicon Valley Bank, what happened to
a bank that we were thinking about partnering with to give you a debit card. Take a look what happened. They're horrible.
First National, what happened with First Republic. By the way, First Republic was saved in California. The second largest bank was saved, okay, because of 5 banks got involved with them, or they would have completely collapsed last week. Then you need to start sharing the message. Here, I'm going to share. Can I give you a quick, Jason, we have enough time. I give a brief history lesson for people of how this happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to speak above people, but this is the kind of stuff that gets me jazzed. Okay, this gets me kind of excited. Okay, most people don't understand how this happened, but here's how this happened. Silicon Valley Bank, they did what all banks do. They take your deposits and they chose to take a portion of them and buy what the world says is the most secure asset in the world, what the world's banking world says, which are treasury bonds, treasury note bonds. Okay.
Okay. He says what the world says, what the world banking says are the most secured investments in the world. He's trying to make it out like that's not true. That is true. Here's how SVB Bank works. Let's see. Let's open up Paint. We're going to get a tutorial here. I'll pull it over here as soon as it loads. Give it a second. There it is. Pull us over here. Okay. This is our bank. And this bank has to make money. But this is our bank so far. So we'll do, what says that? This is our bank. I need to have my pen out, don't I? This is our bank. And we've got bills, okay? We've got to make money somehow. We have tellers. We have ATM machines. We have locations. We have rent. We have everything going on, okay? All that stuff is going on. We have to make money somehow. So let's say that this is where we keep our money over here. This is all of our money. And let's say that we split that money into thirds, okay? So here's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3. So all the money we have is split into thirds, okay? Now we know we gotta be able to pay our tellers, our employees, our CEOs, our loan officers, pay for our land. We got to pay for our buildings. We got to pay for ATMs. We got to pay for our services. We got to pay for everything and turn a profit because we have investors, right? So the government requires us to keep so much money on hand. The government requires us to keep so much money on hand so we don't fuck up. So this first section goes here. Okay? This money is going to be sitting at the bank. It's not going to be making any money at all. It's just going to sit there. Okay? The next way we could make money is we can take a percentage of this and we can put it out for loans. Okay? Loans. So they could take this money and this other third of money, they could put it out on loans, right? So you might want to buy a car or a truck or a home or an SUV or a boat or a recreational vehicle or a camper or build a house or whatever. That loans, they can lend that out with interest and make a profit off that, right? Because they're taking someone else's money and giving it to them, and the expense of having that money. This is why it blows my mind when people like Phil say interest is illegal and you'll be giving it all back. The money has a value to having it, okay? They could take that money and put it somewhere else. They could take that money and invest it somewhere else. If you want to hold their money or hold something that their money paid for, you've got to pay interest on it because that's the cost of having their money or using their money. If you had cash for it, you wouldn't pay interest. If you had cash, you wouldn't pay interest on your own money. But if you're going to use their money and tie it up, there's a risk. So this is interest. That's how we make money, is through interest. So I can spell interest, ENTREST. Okay, you make money on interest, but you also take on risk. Okay, what percentage of loans are going to default? What percentage of loans are never going to return? What percentage of loans, are people just going to die or disappear or have to go to probate court or go to auction or be sold off or try to get Phil to show up in court so we can declare the value of his property as a true value? That comes with a risk, okay? And the risk is probably pretty substantial. It's probably not like a minuscule amount of risk. It's probably pretty substantial depending on who you loan to. That's why we do credit checks, and that's why we do income verification, and that's why we do employment verification. This is going to make risk, but the interest is usually decently high, okay? You make money on interest, but you're taking a risk. Now, what do we do with the rest of our money? We can't loan it all out. Because there's only a certain group of people who are qualified, who are looking for loans, who got loans, and the government says we can't loan it all out. We've already got some tied up in the bank, and this is just for withdrawals. Let's just do this. Let's do ATM. I'll just write ATM. ATM and cash. Bill pay. So we have to have this on hand so people can work. This is working capital. This is where we keep it for payroll. Anything that our people might need to, write checks to their employees for payroll, blah, blah, blah. This is all going to be used constantly. All right, so loans. We can do loans. The last thing they do is a treasury bond. So we're going to make another arrow here. All banks do this. Every bank does this. And we're going to put TRES, treasury bonds. Now, what is a treasury bond? A treasury bond is where you buy a bond in the U.S. Treasury, and they say it takes a certain amount of time for this bond to mature. It takes a certain amount. You cannot cash this bond, so the money is locked. Money is locked down for 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Money is locked for years. Okay? But we take that money and the money's locked down for years. Oh, I guess I could move that some, couldn't I? Or I could just do this. The money's locked down for years, okay? The money's locked down for the years. These are also very, very low risk. Basically, there basically just wouldn't be a U.S. government. That's the only way you're not getting paid. Very low risk. and they're very, very stable. But the money's locked for years. So if you buy a 5-year bond, you cannot cash that bond out until it reaches maturity, which would be 5 years. If you buy a 10-year bond, you cannot cash that bond out until it reaches 10 years, which would be maturity. So the money is stuck there, okay? The money's stuck there. Why would they do these? Why would they do these? Well, it's a very stable way to invest. They say, okay, Treasury bond, I'll give you $1 million for 2% interest over 10 years. Treasury says, okay, give us $1 million. Here's your bond. In 10 years, you could, like a CD, exactly. In 10 years, you come back and get your money, and they'll earn 2% interest on that. They'll earn 2% interest on that. It's very stable, and tons of banks do it. Your bank right now, all banks do it. Your bank right now has Treasury bonds. Every bank has Treasury bonds. How can a Treasury bond hurt us? Well, if and only if there is a run on the bank, we may need more money than we have in Category 1. We can't do nothing about Category 2 because the money's already loaned out. It's gone. So we have to access Category 3, which would be this. I told you this money's locked. How could we possibly get money out of a locked investment for 10 years? I could sell it to another bank. Okay? I could go to another bank or to another investment firm or to a hedge fund or mutual fund and sell this Treasury bond and say, hey, I've got a Treasury bond here. From this Treasury bond, I'm going to earn 2% interest. Okay? I'm going to earn 2% interest. I'm already 4 years into it. I bought a 5-year Treasury bond. I'm already 4 years into it. Or I bought a 10-year. I'm already 4 years into it, only 6 years left. And you can have the interest. We just need our money back. We just need the $1 million.
Gifted Brenny Boo a subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Brenny Boo.
Thank you very much for the gifted subscription. All right, there's an ad running right now, so we'll talk about something else until I get back.
Thank you for the subscriptions. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. I know ads are kind of annoying. Most people have got a subscription now, so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people that are not going to see this. But we'll wait till they get back. He tries to make it almost like disingenuous, like not everybody uses Treasury bonds. He tries to make it sound like even though they call it safe, it's not really safe, right? But it is. It's one of the safest investments that there is. It's silly for the way he says it, and then he was going to partner with this bank. Remind the new Twitch subs to refresh. Oh, if you're not, I didn't even know that. Make sure they refresh. We'll let this ad run out. I think there's an ad run on my channel right now, and then when it runs out, we'll get back to it. But the guy's just silly. Like, they were going to partner with him. Hey, what's up, Zay? They were going to partner with him, and then they try to act like they're the worst things there are. All right. I just got my, let me finish. It's almost done. It'll be back in just a second. You recently ran an ad. Okay. Everybody should be back from the ad. Okay. So the money's locked up, but we could sell it to other people. The problem the SVB bank ran into is at the time they bought their Treasury bonds, the Fed had set the interest rate at 2% for 10 years. So they had a bunch of money tied up in a Treasury bond that was paying 10% or 2% for 10 years. Okay? A lot of their monies, at least one of my ads had cute dogs in it. There you go. A lot of their money was tied up in Treasury bonds that had 2% was the yield for 10 years locked up. Well, because of the inflation and stuff going on, the Fed has raised the interest rate. So the interest rate currently right now for a brand new bond is 6% for 10 years. Now, this might not sound like a lot, But when we're talking about millions or possibly billions of dollars, that's a big difference if you're buying a lot of bonds. On $100, that's the difference between $2 or $2 or $6. But on $1 million, that's a lot more, right? It's orders of magnitude higher. So it's 6% now. So SVB Bank, what happened was they had a very, very, very limited, small capital withdrawal. Okay, a company decided they were going to pull capital out of SVB Bank. So what happened was SVB Bank said, okay, well, we don't have it all because we got to keep this much. The government says we have to keep this much on hand. It's more than that. The rest of it's out on loans. So we're going to have to dip into our treasury bonds. Now, imagine that I go buy a brand new vehicle. I go buy a brand new pickup truck.
Thick Idiot gifted Cubs Van 16 a subscription. Thick Idiot gifted a tier 1 sub to Cubs Van 16.
Thank you very much.
Given 31 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Q Idiot. I appreciate it. Let's go say I buy a brand new pickup truck. Let's go say I buy a brand new pickup truck. And it's a $50,000 truck. And I go buy it with cash. And I drive it off the lot. When I drive it off the lot, it loses about 10 to 20% depreciation immediately. And let's say I put 1,000 miles on it. 1,000 miles on it. And then somebody says, hey, did you just buy a brand new pickup truck? And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. And they're like, don't you remember you owe me $30,000 that I gave you? And I'm like, shit, I forgot I owed you $30,000. So I owe you $30,000. Let's say you said you're going to pay me, and I forgot. So I go to you and I say, look, I want to sell you my truck because I'm in a bind. Okay, I want to sell you my truck because I'm in a bind. I got to get rid of it. And you say, how much do you want for it? And I say, $50,000. You're going to say, I could go buy a brand new one for $50,000. I could go buy a brand new one. Let's say new ones now, after a month after I bought mine, they went down to $49,000. You say, I can buy a brand new one cheaper than that. You drove it off the lot. You put miles on it. You depreciated it. And now you want me to pay you more or the same as what I could buy a brand new one for? No, of course you wouldn't. So what would happen? Well, I would have to sell that truck and take a loss. So I won't get $50,000 for it. I might get $40,000 for it. If I need to sell it real quick, I might get $35,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get screwed. So when they went to sell their 2%, when they went to sell their 2% bonds here to other banks, banks were going to buy them, but they're not going to pay the face value for them. Okay? Banks were probably paying, most people believe they paid about 70 cents on the dollar. So for every $100 I had in a bond, I was supposed to get back, I should have got back $102, 102, at the end of my 10 years, but instead I got back $70. Okay? $70. It's a 30% loss on my money. So when SVB published this and talked about it, and some of their investors saw this, that, hey, we just lost 30% on like a few $1 billion. How did that happen? Now I'm nervous. Well, Peter Thiel was one of the biggest players in it. Peter Thiel and other people invested, said, oh, no, we lost a bunch of money. Better get your money out of there. I'm going to take a large portion of my money and transfer it to Wells Fargo. I'm going to take a large portion of my money to transfer it to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take a large portion of my money and send it over here. I'm going to take a large portion of my money and send it over there. I'm going to take a large portion of my money and send it down the road to another bank. Self-fulfilling this prophecy. They already didn't have enough money for the first major withdrawal because they had to sell off treasury bonds. So what do you think happened when a withdrawal 10 times that amount came in? It just caused more people to panic, more people to request, more people, and the government stepped in. The problem is, you might not like this system. But the reason this system works is because if there's not a run on the bank, it doesn't matter. They're still going to get their 102 at the end of their 10 years. They're required by the government to keep so much cash on hand. If you don't go to the bank controlling billions of dollars, or all of your friends go to the bank and each one of you control, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or a huge number of people all controlling less than $250,000 don't go to the bank, it doesn't matter. The only reason this one failed is because people who controlled tons of money in the bank decided to make a run on the bank. They pushed them into this short selling of their fucking bonds, of the treasury bonds. And then when one company forced them into short selling their treasury bonds, then when they saw the losses they got from their treasury bonds, they went at it again. It was like a yo-yo. Like they went down the first part. They went down. They brought themselves back up by selling the treasury bonds. Then instantly they fell back down again and weren't able to pull themselves back up. The problem is when we scare people about the bank, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Holy shit. Shenananon with 10 gifted subs. 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, we got to have a hype train or something going, don't we? Wow. Thank you for that. Shenananon. Look at the screen. There's all kinds of shit going on. The problem is when you scare people about this, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it doesn't just affect banks. When banks fail, inflation happens. Stuff gets more expensive. Businesses close. Shit shuts down. So everybody running to the bank is what's causing the banks to fail. And causing the banks to fail makes the rest of the economy worse. So, yeah, you might be the one guy who's like, fuck it. You might think you're the one guy who's like, fuck it, I'm going to go get my $1 million out of the bank. But you're not. And because you're not, and everybody else is doing it too, the banks are going to fail, businesses are going to close, inflation is going to go through the roof, and everybody's going to be left without any money. But if everybody just stays calm and says, okay, well, they've got treasury bonds. I don't need my millions of dollars out of the bank right now. Then the bank just does their thing like they're trying to act like this was a perfect storm. And this just now happened now because 7K, because gold, because Trump, because Biden, because wars, because this could have happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Any point at time that people wanted to fucking run to the bank and take gigantic amounts of money out of it, it's going to fail. You could do it today or tomorrow or 5 minutes ago. The problem is the class that controls this money, the people that, 2 or 3 of them or 10 of them or 20 of them could get together and cause this are way above you and I. If I go to my bank and said, I'm taking all my goddamn money out, they'd be like, so? Bye. But like billionaires start moving money around. Some of them can single-handedly destroy a bank, especially if they get with some of their friends and pull money out. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more we make people nervous about their bank, the more they're going to draw out. The more they draw out, the less stable the bank becomes. When the bank stops having to sell treasury bonds, they're probably losing on those bonds. And when they lose on those bonds, then more people will pull their money out because the bank looks worse. Over and over and over and over and over and over again until the bank fails. And you could do that with any bank in the world, or any bank in the U.S. I don't know how world banking works. Any bank in the U.S., you could do the exact same thing. So for him to say what the world banking calls the most stable investment, it is. It's a super stable investment. That's why banks use it. When they just throw their money out there and say, here, Treasury, hold this for a bond. The reason they use it is because they're guaranteed a return on it. Unless millions of dollars get withdrawn because there's a run on the bank. But if everybody's just been like, cool, oh, it's fine. They had to sell off some bonds here, but they'll be fine. The rest of their bonds are still good. Then nothing would have happened. But because once some bonds were sold, other people caught wind of it, panicked, and fucking pulled all their shit out. Here we go. We're back in the thing. I just don't like him putting it down. Like it's more stable than gold. Like if a bank wanted to invest in gold, well, for the last 6 months, they would have been losing percentages on it. They would have just recently started to gain. It's more stable than gold. It's a guaranteed 2%, 4%, 6% at the end of 10 years. Gold is not. Gold and silver go up and down. This doesn't go down. You're guaranteed to, unless somebody forces your hand to short sell it in a limited amount of time. Don't save those images. Those are horrible. But here, let's hear him explain basically the same thing.
Okay, bonds. They chose to buy 10-year bonds at a 2% interest rate a year ago, right? So for 10 years, they're going to get 2% a year on these treasury bonds from the government. A year ago, that was the greatest thing, right? Woo, we're going to get 2%. Wow, that's great. Here's the problem. What has the Fed done along the way?
You know what we've never put together? Scott Wajos is the great white wolf. Scott Wajos is a hairy ape man. Scott Wajos seems like he was some type of love child that was born. And he's a great white wolf. He's a tigerzoid. He's a natural born great American hero. David Wajos could be his daddy. David Wajos is Wino Nation 8. He does pray to the great white wolf. We've never put two and two together. I think we found a family connection there.
Increase the interest rates. Now a treasury bond is getting 6% interest. So what does that do if a bank needs to get out of their 10-year treasury note? They need to get out of it. They need liquidity. They need cash. Well, in the past, when it was still selling for 2%, they could sell it to someone else because guess what? It was 1 year closer to maturity, so somebody would buy it. Blake or Jason, let me ask you, is there any buyers today for a 2% treasury note when the new ones are selling for 6%?
Pennies on the dollar, Josh.
I'm
Pennies
out.
on the dollar. So guess what?
Pennies on the dollar is usually used in worse, much worse scenarios than this. Pennies on the dollar usually doesn't describe 70 cents on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar, you think like 3 or 4 cents for a dollar. You know what I mean? Like when you're when you have something go into collections and the original creditor sells it to collections, it's pennies on the dollar. It's like 3 or 4 cents per dollar. You know what I mean? But this is, when we say pennies on the dollar, we usually don't mean like a 30% loss. That's not pennies on the dollar. Or 70 cents on the dollar.
But now, if you got to liquidate it, it's actually worth today 70 cents on the dollar. So you go negative 30 cents per dollar. Okay. So SVB had a bunch of, like all banks, treasury notes at 2% from last year. They needed to liquidate some. It happened to be $27 billion worth they had to liquidate. In the process, they lost $1 billion, $1.2 billion. Now, most banks, that's no big deal. But when the minute that happens, a bunch of their depositors kind of freak out and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. We just lost $1 billion at our bank on treasury.
Peter Thiel was, by his own account, saw that the bank was doing this, called up a bunch of other people and said, I don't care what you do, but I'm pulling a big portion of my money out of SVB. And there you go. His friends went with him.
Like all businesses, we do it. We don't bank with just one bank. They go, you know what? Maybe we're going to move part of our $2 billion from SVB over to Wells Fargo or Bank of America, just a piece of it. Well, once that happened, and a couple of hedge funds and Silicon Valley venture capital firms moved a few $1 billion.
Y'all are messing up. You think I should be a teacher? Ask Mariah how I teach people things.
Made a little bit of panic. And a bunch of them started moving money. So our government, who, by the way, hates startups, hates entrepreneurship, and hates anything.
Damn, this is going to be one of my best streams ever on Twitch for a number of people here. I should have went YouTube only a long time ago. Thank you guys for making the switch. I appreciate that.
That fights against anti-bank establishments, which they did a lot with the crypto space.
Again, anti-bank establishments, but the bank that we were going to partner with, they claim they're anti-bank establishment, but they were partnering with this bank to make their debit card. Got it.
They stepped in and probably prematurely invoked the FDIC insurance rule. Why?
Because they just hated SVB Bank. Just get the fuck out of here.
because CNN Money, one of the most
They didn't want this to be a domino effect. They didn't want bank to fall, causing another bank to fall, and then saying, well, my bank's, kind of crazy. I'm going to pull out of this bank.
on the planet and pro
That's right, Mustang Sally.
world today published yesterday that 186 additional banks have higher amounts of 10-year treasury notes than Silicon Valley Bank.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I don't care if every bank in the world or in the U.S. has more 10-year treasury notes than Silicon Valley Bank. If a bunch of billionaires don't pull all their money out at once, it doesn't matter. They're still going to make a profit on that. They're still going to be stable. The only thing that can break the banking system is us right now. Us. Scaring people into pulling their money out. These motherfuckers don't care. Because they're not going to make money if the bank succeeds and does well and no one's scared of it. They make money when you're fucking terrified of the bank and you come and invest in their pyramid, their MLM. So they don't give a fuck, to tell the truth. They just want you scared of banks. Banks fail, pull all your money and bring it to me.
Got Silicon Valley Bank in trouble? They had to sell their treasuries early that were underwater. 186 major banks today are worse off than Silicon Valley Bank.
That's not true. That is absolutely not true. Worse off in what capacity? Because they own 10-year treasury bonds? That doesn't mean worse off. Those treasury bonds are going to pay them 2% interest at the end of 10 years. It's not like they're going to go to zero. It's not like they're going to fucking disappear. The only thing that can make those treasury bonds less valuable is if they have to short sell them because of a run on the bank. So this is an absolute lie to say this many banks have more treasury bonds than SVB, so they're in worse shape than SVB. All banks have treasury bonds. All banks keep treasury bonds. All banks for the last 50 fucking years have done fine with treasury bonds. Unless someone makes a run on it and they have to liquidate those bonds when interest has went up. If interest goes down, let's say you bought treasury bonds at 6%. Some of these banks might be holding treasury bonds at 6%. Okay? Some of these banks that have all these banks might be holding treasury bonds at 6%. Let's say next year interest goes down to 1% and they have a run on their bank. They're going to make even more money selling their bonds off because you can't buy a treasury bond at 6% then. The only reason we're hurting here is because interest was at 2. That's where we bought in. It went up to 6. We had to short sell them. If it was at 6 and went down to 2 and short sell them, you'd make money. You'd make a profit off of them. They wouldn't have an issue with it.
You got to share that with people. You got to let people know the reality is the most commonly bought banks.
I'm saving up my highlight too.
186
no mole problems.
Financial institutions today. This problem isn't going away. So what's the solution? The solution is have a 7K membership. Make sure you are taking some of your savings, the money you don't need to live on today, and you're taking control of your financial future and you're buying some silver and gold. So
there's a grift. 186 banks are in worse shape than SVB because they have more treasury bonds. That doesn't make them in worse shape. In fact, they're probably in better shape because the banks only take a percentage of their money and put it in treasury bonds. So all that means is they have more capital on hand than SVB because they were able to put more in treasury bonds.
Very reason we started the company. In 2016, I'll never forget, we started the company, we said, you know what? None of the common people, none of us, this common people in America have gold and silver. We got to get it in their hands and we got to make it so they're as powerful as JP Morgan. They're as powerful as Wells Fargo. Because guess what Wells Fargo and JP Morgan did over the weekend when SVB failed? Bought hundreds of millions of dollars in silver and gold.
This is true. Banks, first of all, well, it could be true. I haven't actually looked this up. Banks buy gold a lot, silver, they invest in it. And they're probably, these two banks, if this is true, were probably scheduled to buy, to do something with treasury bonds. They said instead, let's do gold and silver. It'd be easier to liquidate if we have to, if we get a run on ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But you know what they didn't buy? You know what banks will never fucking buy with the capital they have on hand? You know what they'll never fucking buy? Millions of dollars in collector coins. Millions of dollars in coins in plastic cases. Millions of dollars in coins with the fucking queen stepped on them and a lizard and a pyramid on the other side. The things that fucking 7K metals makes you buy on their autosaver plan. When the bank goes and buys gold and silver, it buys bullion. It buys bullion that has a market value that can be liquidated quick in case of a run, that they can get rid of or hold on to, whatever they choose to do, and watch the markets. They never buy a fucking coin with the fucking Sphinx on it, or Spartacus, or what the fuck ever. So how are you even relating that? How are you even fucking relating that to 7K? Because you force people to pay a membership fee and then buy collector coins that they don't even know the value of. You just set. Oh, this is $300 an ounce. That one's $270. This one's $69. No, they buy bullion. But in 7K, you can buy bullion. 7K, you can buy bullion, but you don't get any points for it. It does not count towards your autosaver. It doesn't count to your building up your MLM. It doesn't count to your checks. You have to have autosaver on to be eligible for a check, and you have to buy the collector coins. So if you want to make the big money like Phil, you have to buy the coins that are fucking overvalued, overpriced, and a bank wouldn't touch with a 10-foot fucking pole.
Hundreds of millions. JP Morgan bought over 150 million that weekend.
Collector coins, did they?
Crisis has happened. That's what every American and every...
Sure. Everybody should do it with bullion. If you're that concerned about your bank, go buy bullion. Don't buy a goddamn thing from 7K MLM. You go buy bullion anywhere.
Citizen across the world needs to do. But they got to have access to it, and they got to not have the minimum or the maximums, the minimums. They got to have the ability to get it quickly when the markets turn. So guess what? That's why we exist. So you've never had a greater opportunity. Yes, we aren't going to have the card right now, but you never had a greater opportunity to share the message that we have of hope and how you can.
This is like saying, a hedge fund invested in textiles. A hedge fund invested in textiles, and I'm saying, okay. Well, a gigantic hedge fund just invested in the textile industry. Buy my merch. Like that's not the same thing. That's not the fucking same thing. This is like saying that BlackRock invested in Ford Motor Company, and then saying, my dad's got a 93 van for sale that I used to do the shows in. You guys should buy that. Like what? That's not the same thing.
Take control of your financial future. So go share it. For those that shared it already last week, oh my goodness. You have made it so we had the greatest sales week ever in the history of the company in enrollments. Those that didn't, get on message. I mean, pay attention to what's going on.
No, Will, I need a $300 coin worth $23 spot. I think I'm right. Yeah, you can have it. Patriots. I do like only broadcasting on Twitch because I can see the highlighted messages again. When I've got so many all the streams up running, I don't see the highlighted messages as often.
Going on in the world and take care of it, right? This is the opportunity. So it's why we started the company. Like Jason, do you remember?
As long as this doesn't trigger more people to do more runs on the bank. Not really common. It would take a shit ton of like regular people like you and I. As long as this doesn't cause a bunch of billionaires to pull their money out of banks and put them in different ones, then we're fine.
I can't remember the name of the film. The producers came, saw us. They built the film in 2000. 9 about the impending doom that was going to come.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, we play a bunch of parts of it in
The longest, the longest road,
end of the road.
end of the road.
End of the road.
End of the road. You want to see a great doc?
Do they all have an elf filter on? What is going on?
Back to Bliss gifted Creekafuggin a subscription. Back to Bliss gifted a tier 1 sub to Creekafuggin. They have given 2 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Back to Bliss, for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. Creekafuggin.
Documentary. It was made in 2009. It really caught me off guard when I saw it in 2016. It's called The End of the Road. You can go search it up and find it. If you watch the training we have on in the back office on the buyer certification, we have several clips on it. But one of the things that it's
Dr. J Banana says, I have 384,000 channel points. Buckle up and be ready for highlighted messages. Awesome.
in there that I just it rings.
Obviously, I'm charging too little for highlighted messages and giving out too many points.
The federal government is always trying to buy time. But at the end of the day, that's all they can do.
When you're a broadcaster and you click on like highlight message or something like that, how much does this guy take in the MLM? How much does this take? He's an owner. He's an owner, so way more than anybody else is making, including Phil. The owners get a shit ton. But when you're a channel owner and you go to highlight message or whatever, and it shows the points you have, it just shows infinity. It just shows infinity. Oh shit! I accidentally turned on slow mode. I shouldn't have done that. It just shows infinity. As your thing, slow mode every 30 seconds. We can fix that. I put it on 5 seconds just so you can't spam the same thing over and over again.
Is buy time. What they've done this last week and what they're trying to do right now, they're just buying time. But guess what they're doing for you and me? They're buying us time to go buy more. They're buying us time to educate more people.
Now I might never stop.
Stepping and doing these things. I'm happy that they're giving us a little more time to share the message before the impending doom. And so
the government's buying us time to spread the message before the impending doom. But in his own description of what happened here, he said that billionaires got scared because of something that was beyond the bank's control, that the bank probably would have been fine, and the FDIC stepped in too soon. They probably would have pulled through, but now it's impending doom. They act as if the banks are set up to all collapse. They're not. But they also cannot hold 100% of your money 100% of the time and still expect to have a business, still expect to have employees, still expect to make investments or profits, still expect to be able to pay people. They have to take that money and put it somewhere. Treasury bonds are one of the most that's where you want their money at. You don't want them to be investing in like startups and rocket ships and cryptocurrency and something where they're going to lose your fucking money. You want them in something that's super stable like treasury bonds. I do it all the time. There you go. Meat hammer. Have you seen the Newsweek article talking about Trump supporters doing a bank run as a form of protest? Yeah, I've heard people talking about it too. That's what Phil's chat said. Phil's chat said, maybe Phil's telling us this because the white hats are conducting this plan, but our part of the plan is to pull all the money out of the cabal bank systems so Nassar Gassar can come.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that documentary, you got to go watch it. Even though it was made in 2009, it's more relevant today after these these things.
That guy's an elf, and something's wrong with his beard.
Then
He colored it in with a mascara pen, like Phil.
never before. These bank things.
So, Josh, two things came to my head while you're talking, Josh, which are I think are pretty awesome. In 2016, what was think about what
I think it's kind of a blurry camera and really shitty lighting. I don't think that's a filter.
the economic landscape looked like.
Trendy beard.
was one of the strongest
Jessa with a ha ha ha
that we've had since 2008. It's been a constant climb, right? Stock market was good.
17 just resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you for the resubscription, Stormy. I appreciate it.
Good.
200 viewers, 221 subscribers. Thank you guys.
Generally, everything was good in 2016. Yet 7K was started that year, which doesn't make sense for, like, if you're looking at a business plan. In good economic times, gold and silver usually isn't the message that resonates with me.
But gold and silver is not what y'all are selling. That's not how you turn a profit selling gold and silver. It's setting value for collector coins that are probably inflated. But more than that, it's signing people up for autosaver for those inflated coins, signing people up with yearly subscription fees for those inflated coins, and signing people up below them. So you have a guy towards the top of the pyramid who says, look, I'm making $75,000 a week. You could too. All you got to do is sign up 1 billion people below you and hope they all keep their autosaver on.
Right. Opportunity definitely can be. But the foundation that has been.
And he's saying that gold and silver doesn't do good during good economic times. It's a lie as well. JM Bullion doesn't shut down every time the economy's doing good, do they? They're just like, fuck it, we're out of here. We'll be back to sell silver when the economy tanks. No, they've been in business for years. Zoom call at the North Pole.
Been laid since then. If you look at it now, I mean, the message was good then, and it's even better now, right? It's even better now. People are starting to listen. They've been
bullshit. Did you tell everybody what you're selling for merch now?
Listening, but they're going to pay attention. And something to note, you mentioned the 186 banks. I've been doing a little homework as well, and the Fed on Sunday. So by the way, the Federal Reserve, who is not a government agency, okay, for everyone that's new here and doesn't know that, they're not a government agency. They're doing Sunday updates. They've never done this before. They're doing Sunday updates. And in their latest update yesterday, they announced that they're going to be doing daily liquidation swaps. What that means is, to add on to your point, Josh, about bonds, treasury bonds.
How much are aluminum cans? I don't know.
Aluminum cans are so cheap. They're on the 100 pounds. It's like so many dollars per 100 pounds.
Take care of depositors, because lots of people are saying, I need cash. I need cash in the market, right? Cash is not as cheap as it used to be. And so they're having to withdraw it from their accounts instead of borrowing it. Companies, right? And so they used to square up. What that basically means is that they would say, hey, look, we understand that you're upside down in these treasury bonds, or we understand that you have maybe cash that's in yen, not in dollars, and you need dollars to take care of your depositors, right? And so before, they would square that up weekly with banks, and now they've announced just yesterday that they're doing it every single day, because there's so many banks that need liquidity, right?
No, there's so many businesses that are considering liquidity. The interest rates are up, so the cost of using money is higher. So when people who have a lot of money, okay, you know how generally, if you're not that well off, you consider being well off being able to pay cash for stuff. Like you would say somebody that could go pay cash for a house is really well off. Okay. Somebody that could go buy, a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 house and pay cash for it is really well off. And that's true. But when you get even wealthier than that, you look at money differently. Okay. I know a guy that I used to work for off and on. He's a multi-millionaire. He owns a bunch of different businesses and sold one for a ton of money, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him one time, he was talking about a loan he had. He had got a loan to build a new building for one of his businesses. So this is a huge ass building. It's a big warehouse for one of his businesses. And we were talking about it, and we were just driving around the truck. And I said, oh, you went and got a loan? And he said, yes. And I said, oh, I figured, that's a lot of money, but I know you got a lot of money. I figured you just paid for it, right? You just paid for it for whatever. And he said, I have way more than enough to pay for it for whatever. But I have a good credit score. I have a good terms with my bank. I got the money extremely cheaply. Why wouldn't I use their money and pay 1, 2, 3% interest on it and take my money and invest it somewhere else that has 5, 6, 7% interest on it? So if I spend my money here, I'm just spending my money here and that's it. I won't pay any interest on it. But if I get the bank's money at 2% interest and I can take my money somewhere and put it in an investment at 6% interest, I'm making 4%. I'm not losing money because I'm paying interest. I'm making 4% because my money's working for me. So companies, business people would rather a lot of times borrow to fund things rather than use their own money because they can tie their own money up other places and make interest off it, right? Make a profit off it, invest it. But when the cost of borrowing money, which we've already established is interest, goes up, and that eliminates that or goes up higher than they can get on their return investments, it becomes better for them to pay for it out of pocket. So if I can only get a 6% return on my money that I invest, and it's a 7% interest rate to borrow money, it would be better for me to use my own money to build this building or finance this new thing and not lose that 1% of interest that I couldn't make anyways. So people, businesses, wealthy people are using their own money more than they're borrowing money. And that causes a liquidity issue within banks. So as part of this problem that's actually been going on for a little bit now, all the way up through COVID and inflation and all that, the FDIC said, or the federal government said, we can fix that a little bit by settling daily. So we can take a little bit of pressure off by doing that.
There's so many banks that are going, we need.
You'll hear people call in all the time. This is something that Dave Ramsey gets wrong. Dave Ramsey is really good if you're like trying to pay off your bills, if you're trying to pay off your debt. He's got this thing called the snowball method where you pay off like your smallest bill, and then you take that money and add it to the next bill, and then you take the 2 times the money and add it to the next bill, blah, blah, blah. And he's really good. But he's also where he has gotten in trouble with credit before. He advises that people never use credit for anything. Never use credit for anything. But like Jarbone says, there's leverage in your own money. Making your money work for you. There is a time to use credit. There is a time to use loans. There is a time to pay interest. And that time is when it's more profitable for you to take your money and put it somewhere else and the bank's money and put it here and make money on both ends. But Dave Ramsey is better for most people because you're probably never going to be that wealthy that you can do that anyway. So Dave Ramsey just keeps you out of debt, which is probably the best most of us can ever hope for.
The cash, we can't have them in treasury bonds anymore. And so the Fed right now is squaring up every single day doing liquidity swaps. They just announced it yesterday, and that's for the indefinite future. They don't know when they'll stop. And so instead of printing money, what they're doing is trying to make more cash available through other means. But what the end result of all of this...
Have you been here before, Creeker?
If history tells us anything, is most likely going to result in what? More printing of money. Because at the end of the day, once that runs out, their liquidity swap play runs out, right? Once the bonds are up.
Fear corning. That's right.
They don't have any more cash on hand to be able to liquidate and to move.
I know I've seen your name before, but Twitch has you listed as a possible ban evader.
Then they'll have to print.
I don't know why, but they got it listed for you.
In 2008 with quantitative easing, they called it, right? And then we saw it again in 2020 with COVID relief. And they're trying to tighten and get cash out of the market, but they're kind of backed in a corner I mean, pretty tough deal. So at the end of the day,
sounds like people really need to consult with their financial advisors right away.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like we're sharing information that's in the news. Go look at it. Right. But the last thing that I've been thinking here is this is all really good news because people will listen to our message. But I'm telling you, you cannot go out and act like the sky is falling, because lots of people have heard that the sky has been falling for lots of years around the message of gold and silver. There's lots of places.
Yeah, that's all you ever. So this has nothing to do with their corporation. This has nothing to do actually with the banks. This is how do we sell more 7K memberships?
Been saying for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.
Oh, maybe that's it.
The sky is falling. That tomorrow is the end, right? I'm telling you right now, that message will not resonate with people. They're already hearing it somewhere else. Confidence and hope, right? You don't need to get in the weeds of all this stuff we talked about tonight. What you need to do is ask the right questions. Questions like,
how to sell more of this? How to sell?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Maybe they have knowledge, maybe they don't. If they have knowledge, they're going to start talking to you about it. And at some point, you don't have to know what they're talking about. You can say,
doesn't it feel slimy, like listening to these guys tell you how to pitch their MLM when you know that by their own paperwork, like 96% of the people who join their MLM will never regain their original investment. They'll never make the first $500 they pay to sign up. They'll never make that much money. 96, 94% will never make $500 that they pay to sign up for a year, ever.
Say, geez, what are you doing? What are you doing to prepare for it?
But they still get the money that rolls uphill. These guys are board of directors, they're owners, they're the parts at the top.
And they'll go, well, I'm going to take my cash out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? You go, gee, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm willing to hook me up.
And again, when people are talking about investing in gold and silver, when markets are shitty, they're not talking about collector coins, which is the only way you can be part of their MLM. They're talking about bullion. What
you're doing, right? At some point, they're going to ask you, what are you doing for it? And there's your chance, right? To explain, share the 7K story. So don't go out there running through the streets saying the sky is falling. Go out there with intention and be deliberate and start real conversations with real questions, right? And real relationships. That is how you share this message. If you do that, people will listen. I promise. So.
Yep, absolutely. And you guys make sure you're asking the right questions. A lot of people are in here saying, some of their financial advisors teach them to only hold in paper, silver, and gold, right? Well, you got to think about it. What's the incentive for them to tell them about 7K? I mean, there is no incentive for them financially. There is an incentive.
No one would fucking tell. No financial advisor would tell somebody about 7K. It doesn't matter if they were incentivized or not. If they're a good financial advisor, they would tell you to stay away from any MLM. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? They would tell you to run. And if you're really serious about gold and silver, go buy bullion. I sound like I hate silver. I've got silver right here. Like, I've got silver here in the office that just come in a few months ago. This is older. I've even got fucking artisan silver. This is the one that I was, hold on, the intro video will play, but I'll kill it quick.
Hey, everybody. It's Tom Cold here. Listen up.
I've even got artisan Porsche. This is the one I always talk about. That's like the Illuminati eye. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a pyramid pour, and it's got the Eye of Horus on it. This is from a YouTube channel that I watch all the time. It's 1.6 ounces, 0.999. It's called Silver Dragons. Is the guy on YouTube that does it, and it's a pyramid shape, and then it's got the Eye of Horus on it. If I get the light to stop reflecting off it, it's got the Eye of Horus on it. It's 1.6 ounces. Like, silver's cool. Like, I give my kids silver all the time and tell them to hang on to it, blah, 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 shit like that. Like, silver and gold are cool, and they're stable. Collector coins are for someone who know what the fuck they're doing. And if you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't have to pay a yearly fee for someone to automatically send it to you because you don't know how to get collector coins.
Incentive for them to go out.
We were talking today about having. I don't know if anybody would be interested because it's called artisan pours because they're more of art than they are of like bullion. But we were talking today about having some CBC 1 ounce things poured. They wouldn't be like I always talk about melt value. They wouldn't be there. They wouldn't even be like value with JM bullion. They would probably be like per ounce would probably be closer to like $40, $45 an ounce, but they'd be like CBC custom coins or custom pours. So we could get like cold beer confessional on at CBC, maybe a skull, shit like that for 1 ounce. But it would be more expensive because it's art, right? Somebody designed it, blah, blah, blah. It's not just like stamped out of a machine, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. It's art pours. Like I think I paid 60 for, no, that's 1.5 ounces. I probably paid like 80 or 90 for that. But yeah, like artisan pours are more expensive. I don't know if anybody be interested, but I might get at least a few of them. Maybe I get 5 or 10 maybe, and either give them away or give some away and sell some. I don't want to make a profit on it, but I can't get it for $28 an ounce or whatever everything else is selling for. I have to have somebody make the mold and use their time to pour it for me, then polish it and buff it and ship it to me. It takes more.
And potentially get a
meat hammer.
Selling paper, silver, and gold. So make sure you really do your homework. You ask the right questions.
There's a guy that already does it. Let's see how much his is. Hold on. Pawn Man Coin. I was going to use the same vendor that this guy did. It's this guy, Pawn Man, and then he had coins made. Coin Hordes, Modern Coin Collecting, Famous Coin, Pawn Man. It's probably one of his shorts. Between the Pawn, Pawn Man, Between the Pawn. These coins are illegal to own. Still pennies. He had custom coins made, and I bet you it's in one of his shorts. That's probably where I have to go. But he had custom, for his channel and his patrons, he had custom ones printed. Silver commemoratives, tokens. That's 9/11 silver. I asked Phil about that. You know, there was silver in the vaults underneath the World Trade Center, and you can actually buy some of that silver with certificates and stuff that was actually in the World Trade Center on 9/11, and it's actually super collectible. They just went in, they opened the vaults, they lanced them open with an oxyacetylene torch and fucking started selling them. Not Between the Pawn. Where's the shorts at? Let's see how many shorts he's got. Oh shit, that's a playlist. I didn't mean to do that either. He had coins made. I think he was charging like $50 for them or something. So that's, I'm sure mine would be the same. Dropping Acid. This coin is filigree jewelry. This guy gave Lincoln a headache. I grew up in a haunted house. Smashing gold teeth. Real or fake. Vintage ammo boxes. Still pennies. Yeah, it might not even be in there. Maybe his are too long. Let's do this. The guy who did it was called Naruto Rings, I think. I wanted to see if I could find his. He had his own commemorative coins made. And see how much they were for. My dad was a G. No. I don't know. I had to look it up some other time. I don't see it. Let's see. TikTok. It doesn't matter. We're moving on from 7K now. That's all I wanted to show is like how fucking disingenuous they were.
Hi, hello. You seem new here.
Let's see if the ring person, the guy who made them for him, has them. I'm trying to find the account that made them for him because I spoke to him once, I think, in a message or a comment. I think it was in messages. No, it wouldn't let me send him a message because he wasn't following me, I bet, is the reason I couldn't. All right, I'm looking. Give me just a second. Let's scroll through these. By the way, if you're a patron and you have your Patreon account linked to Discord, the voice chat is open under the patron things. If anybody wants to call in and talk about anything tonight, you're more than welcome. That's what I'm doing instead of a Patreon show today, since we're changing the schedule and everything's changing anyways. That's what I did. Huge error. How is this legal? Sham, North Korea, dipping. Big box coins, condition, murder coin. What the fuck is a murder coin? Olympic silver set. I bet you that's expensive. It's a big ass box of them. Don't rush. Coin hoards, rarest fund. So I'm going through a bunch of his videos right now. I'm trying to say, where are the accounts that I'm subscribed to? There they are. Okay, here are accounts that I'm following. Either way, these shows are going to be kind of these shows we're doing are going to be kind of more laid back. That's why I have a voice chat open. Like doing research, getting ready for like a more structured Friday show. And then on Friday, I know I get less donations when I have the alerts on, but especially if I have a guest, I'm probably going to leave the visual alert on and drop the sounds. I don't want them interrupting the guest or drowning out the guest while the guest is like on a roll. I just think that's rude when someone else is. I didn't mind it much when I have like a co-host that it knows what to expect. But if it's just like a random guest, I don't want shit just like going off all the time, interrupting them and stuff. So I'll still be able to see it on screen. I'll still be able to thank you when it comes back around for donations and stuff. We typically don't get that as many donations because people don't get, that satisfaction of seeing their name on screen and stuff like that. But I think it's better to keep the flow going. And I'll still come back and thank everybody and do that. Maybe that wasn't the name of the account. Am I just crazy? Was it a completely different account? I know the guy makes some wicked looking coins where he takes coins and changes them like into skulls. A Navarro rings is the guy's name. So check this out. Here's this account. Let's do copy link address and I'll put it right here. So this guy does crazy stuff with coins. Check this out. I don't know if there'll be music playing or not. That's his account. Let's see one of his coins. He like takes coins and like skeletonizes them or whatever. So check this out. Let's see if this is one of them. That's a quarter, obviously. See how he skeletonizes them? I think that's cool as shit. Like he takes an engraver and skeletonizes the coins. See all the ones sitting down here at the bottom? I think those are cool as hell. Let's search his account. It's Navarro RRO rings pawn man. He's the one who did the custom pours for him. That's about art pours. Oh, there's some of the stuff he did. Here we go.
Man, dreams do come true. I just got this in from Navarro Rings. It is a Pawn Man 2.5 ounce bar.
Those are pretty cool. Those are minis. Those are
Pawn Man 1 ounce bars.
1 ounce bars.
This is actually a dream come true.
And he sold those.
I've been trying to do this for a while. I thought about this about a year ago, and I'm just so glad I met Navarro Rings and I was able to make this happen. You guys have been under a rock. Navarro Rings is the guy who's exclusively been making these skulls for me. He's also been doing these mini pours.
Those skulls are fucking awesome. Those skulls he does, I don't know how much they are, but they're fucking awesome.
Just to make sure that I like them, I only have a few, but in 2 weeks, I'm going to have a lot of these. In the meantime, you guys, I have a handful of 10-ounce bars available still. They're $285 for one, $279 for two or more. I also have a handful of 10th-ounce gold eagles, Navarro.
So, see those skulls?
Ring skulls. For $300 flat, I'll do a 10-ounce bar.
The guy's really good at what he does. It's so here was his prices. $105 for 2.5 ounce ones. Those are pretty big ones. $43 for 1 ounce, and the mini pours were $2.50 a gram. So those are the real little ones. They're probably like $30, $20 to $30. But 1 ounce is what I like to sell. They are $43.
And a Pawn Man Mini. I only have enough minis to do that. I can't do the 1 ounce bars. But just know there's going to be more. I'm so excited. Join my Discord or DM me on Instagram if you want to get some. Like and follow Pawn Man, where dreams come true. All things just keep getting better. Pawn Man.
That one's cool. That Pawn Man one's cool. If I could do something about CBC or Meat Hammer or something like that. Now let's go look at Navarro's video, I think. Here it is, how he made them. Oh, I guess I can't play the music. So he takes silver shot, and there he is. He's pouring it directly into there. You heat the silver shot. It's 999 silver, of course. Then you heat the silver shot and then pour it in the mold or whatever. Preheated mold. I wanted to see if he showed them like when he polished them and stuff. Repeat a bunch of times. Stamp with the weight. Oh, well, what come out on them? Does he show them again? Okay. He says stamp with weight, purity, and custom logo. Rinse and repeat. But what do they look like when you're done? Pawn Man. They look pretty cool, don't they? Obviously, I would have to figure out what we're going to put on them. But yeah, they look pretty cool. This one says Pawn Man too. Making custom bullion for Pawn Man. Let's see what these ones are. I would like to learn how to do this right here myself. I think that would be cool. Buying the steel shot. I guess what I'd really like to learn how to do is to make like a relief, like carve a relief with like CBC in it, and be able to fucking pour it in there. Who's young? The pawn shop guy? Yeah, I think $43 an ounce. It's not $30 or $28 what it's selling for, but for an art pour, that's like a custom pour you had pour. I don't think that's crazy. I would just have to see how many I would have to buy to get those, to get it for that price, because I'm sure he's making a little bit of a profit. I might be buying less, but I don't need to really make a profit off of it. I could just sell them for collector things or whatever. He makes a lot of cool stuff. Those skulls are pretty cool. What's this one say? 3-minute video melting silver. Coming soon. What are these? Mail call from Pawn Man. Uh-oh. What did he get from Pawn Man? I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, a bunch of silver to melt. Ah, limited edition Pawn Man Sterling kilo bars. Coming sterling silver. A ton of sterling silver. Jesus Christ. God damn, a lot of knives and forks. Do your skull logo and Cult Club or CBC. Yeah, I don't know why. We could do something for sure. And I don't think that's too expensive. I hate that I can't. Obviously, I can't. It would be impossible to get it for to get it for anywhere close to like melt value. But what I'd like to do is get it as cheap as I can, and then almost like put it not in like a plastic thing, but like basically I could use Mariah's Cricut and print something up that says like CBC one of blah blah blah, and then have whatever shape it is cut out to where like a piece of paper like snaps around it, and that's how it gets sent to you. That'd be pretty cool. I wanted to see some of his skull pours. Is this one of them? How to be a pirate. His skull pours are really cool. They're like the candy skull or whatever you want to call them style pours. I need more orders. Star Wars restock. The skulls with like all the flowers and shit on them. They're actually really really cool skulls. They sell them all over the place. JM Bullion even has them from like a reputable, big name places. But I guess that's how he was. He makes rings and stuff too. But I guess that's how he got started, was with or what he's best known for, because it's part of his logo. The skulls are. Oh, that's a cool one. Welcome to.
Really like badass silver rounds, so I got to show you this one. It just came.
Those are so cool. Those are so cool.
Navarro, check this out. It's a
look at that
silver round with this awesome
Aztec. That's so cool. Sugar skulls. That's what I meant. What'd I say? Candy skulls. Sugar skulls.
Go to Navarro.
That's cool as shit. Something like that said like Cold Beer Confession on it. I like that skull too.
Check them out.
Even if I couldn't make my own skull, that's pretty. $40. $40. It's 1 ounce of silver and it's $40. I would pay $40 for that.
They're sweet. I know some of you guys really like badass silver rounds, so I got to show you this one. It just came out. It was made by my buddy Chris Navarro.
I wonder what his website is. Let's go back to his Navarro rings. Let's see what he's got available on his website. Open anyways. Please don't be a bunch of nudity or something crazy. Shop now. Bullion and coins, merch, hobo coins is what he calls those ones he engraves. Probably bullion and coins, I guess. Well, no, silver art too. Let's see what silver art is. Cursed pirate treasure coin. 10-gram mini pours. 5 ounce hand poured ripple bar. Fine silver poured round. A little Thor's hammer. Large skull is $200. What about some of these small ones? 2 ounce skulls are $90. I should have went to coins because I want mine more like a coin, maybe, I guess. Bullion and coins. Yeah, he's got $40 on these 1 ounce coins. If I could get it anywhere near that price for me and have it changed to like, it says, CBC and something else, blah, blah, blah. If I get it anywhere, even if the back was the same, just a cool pattern on the back, if I could get it anywhere near the price, I would get that. He has these rounds minted by Beck's Mint. So I guess he prays to have them minted. The pours is what he does, I guess. So I would have to still go through a mint to get that. That's a poured silver. This is poured, so I'm sure he does this himself. I wonder how he got a stamp that intricate. It says made from 999 pure silver. Each poured round is stamped with the Navarro Rings Metals logo on the front, the purity and weight on the back, and then rumble finish to a mirror shine. Even something like that would be cool. I need a friend that's got a mint, I guess. Buffalo carved bar. So he takes these, the ones that have the Indians on them, and carves them out. That would be so cool to be able to do. Hand carved hobo nickel style 1 ounce silver bar. Jesus, that's so cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a nerd. Come on, Bull Schiffer. Can you get in the Patreon room? Let's hear it, hobo.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
What? Who? Who was that?
Who?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just listen to the show.
Tell everybody your giant idea you had today. Your big brain idea.
I had nothing to do with this. My wife did it. As me and you were talking today, she just did it on her own. So, if you want, you can pull up the design if you want to show everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it right now.
Everything will be here tomorrow. The labels are getting printed, and so we're going to have a limited edition product for you.
Product for you. It's actually condoms, in case you're interested. Don't want no fuck trophies running around. We're going to have Cold Beer Confessional Condom, CBCC.
Extra small. We're also coming out with an I Hate My Penis line as well.
An I Hate My Penis line. No, it's actually lotion. It's a Wilbard Smooth Tennessee Cream, hand churned in the back alleys of Northeast Tennessee. It is smooth. I know you guys in Discord are seeing it backwards, but trust me, I've got it right. But it is Wilbard's Smooth Tennessee Cream. It's actually a lotion that it's all natural ingredients, non-toxic, all that stuff that she's putting together, right?
Yeah. She's got a lotion recipe, and it's going to be different. It's got the ingredients on it. Essential oils, is shea butter.
I've got the one with the ingredients too. I'm thinking about the reason I got the one without the ingredients, I'm thinking about putting this on a t-shirt. But we're actually going to have the actual product. There's going to be actual lotion for sale in the merch store. At least a test run of it to see how it does. But it's not my sperm. It's a real lotion.
It is. We have enough for 24 2-ounce bottles. So
there you go. 24 2-ounce bottles will be for sale in the store. When they sell out, we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. But it'll be fun. Actually, hey, Bull Shifter, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How old were you when you figured out, because mine was really late. It was like 3 years ago. How old were you when you figured out that sperm and semen were not the same thing?
Like 3 or 4 days ago when you mentioned it.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
Because the only reason I found it out is like 3 years ago, my buddy was talking about getting a vasectomy, and he's like, "Oh, it's not that bad, blah blah blah. It just kind of seems pointless when you like finish." And I'm like, "Yeah, because nothing comes out." And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Well, I thought like nothing happened, right? It's gone, right? What are you doing?" And he's like, "There's a difference between sperm and semen, you idiot. Like you still have semen, it just doesn't have any sperm in it." I'm like, "Oh, I just thought like it just nothing happened."
Like you're shooting air.
Or something. I don't know. Nobody told me that they were different. I just thought.
No, I knew that for a while.
I had no idea until my buddy Kenny told me that he doesn't have sperm anymore, but he still has semen.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Little dust, little dust smoke ball.
A little flag pops out and just says "bang,"
Bang.
like a cartoon gun.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We're also having this guy on tomorrow. I need to the cult guy. I think that'll be a good interview.
Oh, he's going to be on tomorrow? That guy right there?
Yeah, I've got a call. Well, actually, I need to check my messages, but I think I've got a call scheduled. I'm sorry, Friday. I've got a call scheduled with him tomorrow to talk about what's going on, what's up, what he wants to talk about. Oh, he just sent me a video. Let's see. Perfect. I will hit you up tomorrow with a link. I'm going to talk to him just ahead of time so he's kind of like more comfortable and doesn't think I'm like trying to just like get him on here and do something crazy. But he just sent me this video, so let's watch it.
You're gonna know.
I'm a reporter who works exclusively on cult stories, and right now...
Oh, I probably don't have my audio come through Discord right now, do I? Hold on, let me change it back. That way you can watch with me, Bull Shifter. How about that? What do you think about that?
I have your Twitch pulled up with no sound.
It's probably... Is it playing something right now? It's probably playing music. Hold on. Did it quit playing music?
Not yet. Now it is.
Okay. Here we go. I'll play this and you should be able to hear it this time.
You're gonna know.
I'm a reporter who works exclusively on cult stories, and right now I'm working on a piece about a guru who just spent the past year telling all her followers that the world was gonna end.
Oh, I don't think I know.
The problem is that the deadline was yesterday, and there's empirical evidence of the world not ending, like you watching this video. Sort of makes you wonder if the science that went into this
magnetic reversal
wasn't just the artificial construct of a malignant narcissist.
Linda will fully transcend, and I will become myself, who I am, which is Christos Sophia, the first emanation of light.
You might think,
Christos Sophia, the first emanation of light. That sounds like a pretty official title. I wouldn't want to fuck with her.
You might think all the followers would be jumping ship today, but that's just not how a cult works. I can think of a group that's way more popular than Profundity Yours.
Armageddon.
For the past 48 years, the company line has just been, well, any day now.
We're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the last days.
I'm not hard to please, but if you tell me something, I expect you to do it. That's it.
If you came here to say this isn't a cult, you're not supposed to be on TikTok. That's against the rules.
But how do you let go of this when it's so familiar? You know how to control it.
You might say that Linda's just so obvious that it's apples and oranges.
You have to be the one to tell your mind to shut the fuck up.
But to me, it's the same thing with different branding.
If we are in continued association with those who do not believe the same, it can erode our thinking.
Imagine if followers stopped believing everything you said. Imagine.
I later had to inform her that her son now believed in evolution.
Still don't have a great explanation for the blood that continues to flow through my body.
That's when the 99999 codes completely stop. You're gonna know.
I'm a reporter who works exclusively on...
So she claims that she basically codes the universe how to work, and she put in the kill codes. That was the last day on Earth, was supposed to be on the 20th, 2 days ago, and nothing happened. So anybody feel any any type of shift in their vibrations or anything?
I just took a big BM a while ago.
That could have been it. That could have been the world-ending shit. You're supposed to take it on the 20th. How long you been holding that son of a bitch in?
About 3 days.
So what I want to cover on this chat is the how similar it is to like the QAnon stuff. Like they just keep moving the date. They got people hooked. They got people investing. Some of them are talking about building compounds and people moving in with them. Like this is the new, not the old QAnon. Like the old QAnon when it first kicked off and people were just doing research and finding out about dirty politicians. Yeah, a lot of it was bullshit, like Pizzagate and stuff. All that was lies. But the other stuff wasn't nearly as harmful as it is now. Like you got to invest in this. You got to defund those people. Send me your money. Let's all pretend that this didn't happen. Let's pretend Joe Biden's an actor. Let's pretend everybody's a clone. Let's have everybody hanged at Gitmo last week. Like I don't know. It's just crazy. My legs are so sore. What did you do? You betcha. PR. You betcha. Prue betcha. What have you been doing, Bullshiffer?
I actually just woke up like 15 minutes ago. So
you were taking a nap?
Yeah, I was tired as fuck.
Sounds about right. By the way, anybody who's a Patreon member should be able to see and join this chat if you got anything to say. I was leaving it open in lieu of doing a Patreon show in case you want to hang out, and we'll probably move over there for a little bit. It's just now midnight. We'll probably move over there for a little bit and chill while I just walked. That's why your legs are so sore. You just walked. My legs would be sore if I walked too. But we will probably move over there after this show. Did you guys, Bullshiffer showed it on his show earlier, but did you guys see the Kathy H stuff going on Twitter today? I posted it in Telegram. I don't know. I posted it in Discord too, I believe. But Kathy H is asking for Elon Musk's help. All right, so here's the post. It says, at Elon Musk, Patriots need your help. Telegram has been hacked. Like, how the fuck, how do you get in there? If you're a Patreon member, go to Patreon, hit your settings, and link your Patreon account. If you got to link the two to be able to see the Patreon rooms. Like, it basically figures out what level Patreon you are and shows you what rooms are available. And then you'll be able to see them in Discord. But anyways, it says, Elon Musk, Patriots need your help. Telegram has been hacked. No, Elon Musk has nothing to do with Telegram. It's run by a Russian company. in Russia and has no ties at all to Elon Musk or Twitter. But she says Telegram has been hacked, copying our posts to a general file. Now, what I think they mean is someone exported their chat, their private chat. Someone exported the chat data. I don't know. When she says general file, I'm fixing to open it up and look over here. I'm going to search that private group for the word general, because I saw her today where she said, every time I open something, it says general file or some shit like that. Let me see. Let me search just her. Kathy. If anybody in here has something to say, you can just interrupt me. Okay, it says, public platforms have been infiltrated. Stand your ground. We will never back down. Who else has seen an increase in hacked comments? Mine says general on all my pages. Now, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Has anybody seen the word general on all their pages? That's generation. Mine is generate. Yeah, that's the only thing she's posted. She says on all the pages that she opens, public platforms have been infiltrated. Stand your ground. We will never back down. Who else has seen an increase in hacked comments? Mine say general on all my pages. Her comments, hacked comments, mine say general on all my pages. What the fuck is saying, like her comments are saying general, you think? I'm thinking it might be a topic hash. Oh, you can add topic. You can do that in Discord too. I think did they add to where you can make topics in Telegram? Let me see. If you don't know, you can go to a Telegram channel as if they have the feature available, and you can do what is this? Oh, that's auto delete. That's not it. Yeah, okay. So my channel bot, which is called Group Help. My channel bot called Group Help will let you change the settings for topics. Let me see if I can find that. Regulation, welcome. Approve, deleted message, warn, tag, media, admin, captcha, welcome, anti-flood. What was it under? Regulation? Custom message, command, no. Channel management, maybe? Nope. Tags. When a user will be tagged, he will be notified with the private chat. Notices will be given via. No, that's not it. There was something on here that said that I could do anti-spam, that I could add topics to my thing, and like you could put hashtag something like hashtag general, and it would go, but it basically would like separate it so it would be easier to read. Like if someone put hashtag Phil in there and you click that hashtag or typed it into the search bar, it would bring every message up that was tagged with Phil, and you could keep them separate that way. But I don't remember where that was at, to be honest with you. Linked. Other, maybe? Topics. If you use the topic function in your group, you can decide in which topic the bot will send messages not related to a command. For example, not mode alerts. To do so, go to chosen topic and send this command. If you don't use topics, ignore the setting. All right, so let's see topics. Let's close that so my bot keeps working for tonight. And then is there a way to change? Let's see, manage group. Topics. Oh, it's locked right now, but I can turn on. Topics are not yet available for discussion groups, discussion group channels. But if I go here to my main announcement channel and hit manage channel, I can turn on. Oh, no, that's not topics. That's discussion, channel top, public, discussion. Close. It's the discussion group. Sign message. Oh, I guess that puts your name beside who sent it. Oh, so it's just for an announcement only thing or a chat only thing. I can't be. Do you know how I've got like the announcement channel linked to a regular channel? It can't be one of those channels. It would just have to be like a chat, like the BB's chat or something like that. Anyways, the troll on Kathy was this. She put this out there. This is a violation. This is a violation of our First Amendment rights. Do you know the founders of Telegram? It's attached to a line of operating code. Operating code. So I figured I would fuck with her. And by fucking with her, she did this. She put, "We are being followed and harassed by a hacker attaching code to your system. Security won't answer my emails." And she tags at Telegram. So at Telegram, we are being attacked. And then Easy Peasy says, "Dear God, it's not those CBCs, is it? Jervis has gone too far." And then Jessa says, "I hear old Betsy is all you need for security. Watch them Georgia plates." Shelly says, "I have reached out to Telegram security with no reply. Is there no safe space anymore?" Remember when we used to make fun of the other side for needing safe spaces instead of us? But whatever. Then American Norma says, "What's up with that?" Kathy says, "Our at Telegram posts go on pages but are duplicated on a hashtag general file. We can't locate or stop it. It's got to be a hacker." Loon Smith says, "Probably the same hacker that messes up the audio on Phil's lives. What is a general file?" It's the same hacker that messes up the audio on Phil's lives. Y'all are nuts, says Kathy. "The only ones following you are 5 of your 10 multiple personalities and people who think you need mental help and are just watching for fun. You know nothing about codes or hacking. It's all in your head. Seek help." Now, if we back up just a little bit from this and go back to the main post, I decided to post, and I just made up a bunch of bullshit. It says open port 010.0.1.001.001.192.168. Access equals granted .168. Command _ open / hidden menu. Revert _ access / time / time 01. Allow equals yes. Scrape _ data. Username equals username. Password equals password. Return data. Username, password to agent CBC Jervis. Time now. Prefer email stored. Commence injection. And I said, Twitter could really use a security update. That's a very old attack that still works. Haha. And then I put true return equals complete. Access granted equals time now. Injection complete equals true. Takeover equals now available. End of sequence. Return Jervis. And then it says, "Are you hacking my Twitter now?" This is from CHAG. Somebody made a CHAG account. "Are you hacking my Twitter now, Jervis? Will you be sending one of your CBCs to my home again, all the way from Georgia?" Cherokee Patriot says she actually thinks this bullshit. Project Veritas says that's a doozy. Patriot Enda says, "Also, at Kathy, if you posted something on the web, it belongs to everyone. Learn about public posting. Maybe you should watch The Devil's Grandson. He can teach you a lot about laws." I know you love to keep saying his name. Guess that's what happens when you attack and lie, poor thing. And then Austin Milbarge puts, "Oh shit, com.ramesh, expedite, Flavo, Flavy, cross poly gitmo, sound off on." "You better call Phildo to send some comms." And then he shares this Thunder Boomer. Kathy H's Elite World Wide Web Cyber Survival School. Survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. That's SEER. How to become invisible in the net web. You got yourself online. Now what? 3 signs you're with the right grifter. They'll never know you're there, and neither will you. Very good. She's got a SEER school called Thunder Boomer. This is show replies. Heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy. That computer is rad. Bet she's about to crank up Netscape Navigator and do some surfing. Oh, dude. They won't let Kathy live this down. She's struggling over here. Heavens to Betsy. Here's some other ones. ARG. Y'all are nuts just says arg. This sounds so scary, Kathy. You must be almost as talented as Phil to discover this general file. What does Telegram think it is? Oh no. Mona with all kinds of shit. I don't even know what that is. It's a different language. Sean says, I know a hacker who can help you with this general file, and spelled it PH file. He goes by The Boy, Anonymous, Snowden, not Snowden, 17, or Mark, and he has a Georgia license plate. You should have put it as a mole on the left side of his shaft. Oh my God, you better run, Kathy. Don't let them catch you. Ego, parsnip, true, return equals complete, access granted, time now, injection complete equals true, takeover, now available, primary, end of sequence, return, Jervis. Open ego port 01.0.0.1.001.001.192.168. Access equals granted. .168 code red Hawaii. Command _ open hidden menu. Revert access times 01. Allow yes. Scrape data. Mole side I spy mole. Username password. Wow. Attached to the operating code, you say. How do you know? Kathy, do you have hacking skills you're not sharing with everyone? 0.1.01.0.0.1.5671.1.987.178 equals new access point. Oh my God. I said, oh my God, where did all these hackers come from? And it says, we're with the high command. We're with the high command. Oh, wow. How did you come to uncover this? What evidence have you of this hack, especially to know of a general file? Have you seen it or the code? And how is copying public posts a hack? How is it a violation of yours or anyone's rights? And it says, hashtag, here's that attention you seem to need so desperately. Hashtag, here's that attention you seem to need so desperately. CHAG is back. It says hashtag general is just a topic description. Are you the same hot granny on Liberty's show? Hello, Kathy. You wouldn't be accusing my grandson of this now, would you? And this is from Lucifer Cockswallow. Lucifer Cockswallow comes in. Dear old grandpa. Message this user on it. Now this is her legit getting scammed right here. Let me see what these were. Oh, no. Hail Satan, deplorable for Trump, clapping. This is her legit getting scammed all the way at the bottom. Let me go back there. This is a guy that says Gavin Cleo, and let me see him. It's a fake account. He's following 5 people, 2 people. Contact Warren _solve. I've had similar problems. I made appeals to the support system. Warren solve. I've had similar problems. Support system. Warren solve. Message this user on Instagram, Warren solve. That's all he says. That's all he ever says. So it's some kind of bullshit to like pay money to unlock accounts or some shit or get your passwords back. But he's probably just getting you to pay him money and stealing accounts. This is her legitimately being old and getting scammed. So this guy says, message this user on Instagram at Warren _solve and for help and forward your complaints. Not complaints. Forward your complaints. He recovers banned, hacked, and activates disabled accounts. Now, whenever I complain about YouTube or something on Twitter, I always get these scammers that like pop in and they say, oh, we can unlock your account in a jiffy. Just give us your name and password and, $30 or we'll get, shit like that. We'll get a strike removed. So Kathy, being the genius that she is, unscammable, says, is he on anything else? I've been banned on Instagram for ages. Zuckerberg is afraid of patriots. And that rolls in. Afraid of patriots or afraid of Betsy and county bans. Let's see. I think he responds to her as well. Let's see. Show. You can contact 234-901-753-2510 via WhatsApp for a quick recovery. They gonna help you out. This is her legitimately being scammed and going along with it. Legitimately being scammed. I think she only gets on Twitter once a day or something. It's like sometime at her retirement community, they let her access the internet or something like that. So she's not on Twitter currently. I wonder what else she's posted. Let's just search her post. Let's see if she said anything about us, guys. People, we're looking for Kathy H. Okay. I use paste and know several who used it for smoking. I believe Dirt Road Discussions has hints too. The page has. Oh my God. They're now say ivermectin is their miracle drug. They're now claiming it helps you quit smoking. She just said, I use the paste version. I know several who've used it for smoking. I believe Dirt Road Discussions has hints too. Dirt Road Discussions is a guy that just pushes ivermectin, kills everything. The page has a search filter. She shares Trump's new video. Let's actually open this. Copy link. This is a Rumble video. Trump's new video. This is El Donaldo Trumpo. I don't even know if it's Trump's video or not. That's Santa surfing.
American generation.
Yeah, this isn't his video. This is a hot video. This isn't his.
Journeyman_G just subscribed.
Thank you. Journeyman_G. Thank you very much for your subscription. I appreciate it. She shares this Rumble link. She says, the ivermectin protocol for 3 weeks. I'm betting it might be helpful. Someone said, thank you. Yes, one of the major things is my husband hates the smell of cigarettes. However, he has tolerated it for 21 years. I wanted to quit myself, but for him as well. I never thought of telling myself just half or a quarter. Thank you so much. It's just hard. I've been thinking about it for 3 years. I just lost my mom 2 years ago in July from lung cancer and liver cancer. So Kathy says, try ivermectin. That'll help you quit smoking. That does everything else. She says, CDM. Don't be so sure. Read about how NESARA was set up. 20 points of NESARA are necessary. Are you seeing the hashtag general after some people's posts? Oh, yeah. It's literally just a hashtag to use to keep it in a general file. Whoever said that earlier is exactly right. Hashtag general. That's all it is. Let's see. Let's search this again. I'm sorry. I lost Kathy's post, but I'm going to search them again. Mariah's fucking great uncle's in this group. I wonder if he ever talks shit about me. But part of the RV releases the Chinese Elders Code. That releases the Tinder for NESARA. All things are good and lead to peace. So we're going to get the Chinese Elder Scroll, whatever the fuck that is. Not true for the RV. It's a private event and not part of NESARA GESARA. So they're in some type of argument here. And then we get the Chinese Elder Scroll. WF is one of the banks. Wells Fargo is one of the banks in charge of the RV. And Kathy H says, if it doesn't collapse, nothing is surprising. I think she meant anymore. Did you guys see a post about the Bushes eating that baby's brain while it was alive? These people are sick. They will pay either here or in the next life. Are you shitting me? Did Elder Scrolls Online? That's what I think it was. Did you guys see the post of the Bushes eat a baby's brain while it's still alive? You guys seen that? I think it was on pay-per-view. She says, nothing surprises me anymore. Okay, sorry, my phone rang. What is this? Okay, sorry, my phone rang. The amendment was 1810 to keep nobility from holding office. Here is the Wikipedia answer, better than I can explain it. My godson is in India on his honeymoon. Oh, my. I'm sure he has a wonderful husband. She also told people today, it says, okay, so people were asking questions about NESARA GESARA. And she said, okay, I'm looking for your answer. I teach NESARA to people. So she's a NESARA instructor and will probably be after the Ascension as well. She says, my antagonist has all my info, numbers, and knows my adult children. I'm not backing down. I'm a patriot. because someone said maybe to be on the safe side, change your name to an alias. Oh God, this is gonna be good. Hold on, let me back up a few because this has multiple parts. All right, so Paul Revere says, "Is this some sort of veiled swap at me, calling me a troll because I dared to question? Didn't Phil teach us to question everything and do your own research?" That is exactly the type of comment that keeps me from posting. Wait, let me back up. So Katrina Bow says, Josie said something I agree with yesterday, and I would add, we have trolls still in here that get some upset. We all have different opinions and perspectives, and text is difficult to see the purpose behind the messages. I have started especially because of the soon arrived chat channel, just extended grace to these known trolls. But because unless they pay to be in the chat, will be gone soon enough. Phil is extending grace to them, and they are stealing from him, so I will. Also, hope everyone is having a great day. Paul Revere says, is this some sort of veiled swap at me, calling me a troll because I dare to question? Didn't Phil teach us to question everything and do our own research? This is exactly the type of comment that keeps me from posting. Seems like a valid point. Then Kathy comes in. She says, I can tell you from experience, there are trolls who have bought into this page. There is no need to attack people, especially Katrina. So all Paul said, is this a swap at me? Like, this is why I don't post. Then Kathy says, don't attack Katrina. I'm a target daily, so be thankful you aren't and quit being defensive, finishes Kathy. She then, Paul responds and says, I don't feel I was attacking her at all and even apologized. You are very quick to judge someone you've never interacted with. Sounds like a very valid point again from Paul. Let's see how Kathy responds. Probably calmly. She says, I interact all the time, so just calm down. We are being watched. Be glad it isn't you. I get calls and texts and emails and posts everywhere. I'm a target looking for a safe place. Look out. Damn, shit's getting real. Joy in the Journey says, well, maybe to be on the safe side, change your name to an alias. Other pages are sharing that might be a good idea anyways. That's a very, very valid point there. That's right. That's right, Boy Shiver. She says, my antagonist has all my info. I guess she's talking about me. My antagonist has all my info, my numbers, knows my adult children. I'm not backing down. I'm a patriot. And that's how he ends. I've been reading your posts. I'm so sorry to hear of your troubles. Yeah, I've been in chat with others. I do hope you find a safe group. I was not attacking Katrina. I have a respectful relationship with her and even explained above why I was asking. Okay. She doesn't need to be blasted over the truth. I have been attacked by a known troll on this page. We aren't alone. I hope that Phil Godlewski launched the safer page soon. We aren't alone. That's probably one of my favorites. Morning, Kath. I can't find an explanation to this clock anywhere. Amen. And people get their knickers in a knot over crap that won't save this country. I interact all over. She doesn't need to be blasted. We read that. I can tell you from experience. We read that. Establishes a new presidential and Congress elections with 120 days after Nassar's announcement. The interim government will cancel all national emergencies and return us back to constitutional law. We have the ability to recall government and hold new elections. Nassar addresses a legal and fair election within 120 days, but it will take us 2 seconds to say, Trump, please. Public platforms have been infiltrated. We read that one. Significant increase. Intelligence sources tell CBS News that there have been a significant increase in threats and violent rhetoric online from domestic violent extremists as former President Donald Trump claimed he will be indicted by Manhattan grand jury. Then she says, Red Diamond, nothing can stop what is coming. Nick Swick, baby. Did you see my post about my hearing? Watch Julie. Wow, Julie Green had a beautiful prayer for our president. About my hearing? Not that we know. I'm trying to get confirmation Trump Force One is still in WPB, Florida. Did Trump get arrested? Not that we know. He's not taking credit for something 100 years old. We have been trying to get out of this evil for years. It works. I know several friends who tried it and got relief. Have you taken ivermectin paste to heal yourself? She says it works. I know tons of people who do it. Fantastic price. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're going to a website called Jeffers Equine. A horse website. A horse website. What a joke. This page is trash. I got trash for you. Eat this dick like a garbage disposal. How about that? Jeffers Equine. And it says, just sent a promotional for ivermectin. Buy 6, get 1 free. $7.99 a tube. $7.99 a tube. Kathy H says, fantastic price. I would buy some. These people are psychos. Did anyone else see that Putin is in Ukraine? Phil's countdown ends at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Post 1-on-1 mentions 8 p.m. Kathy H says it's his next live. Did anyone see Putin is in Ukraine? Several major facilities located in Awuha, some not visible. Oh my God, they're trying to say that Phil's at the Cryptology Center and in Hawaii. Anything to just prevent the fact that they said that they bought him a vacation. Oh God. Who's interested in some Tennessee sweet cream hand churned in the back alleys of Northeast Tennessee? Oh, I'm fully aware of this. Will Burt, go do it. Will Bird smooth Tennessee cream. Fucking idiots, dude. Oh, I'm fully aware the security for the rally is top notch. I know them all. Oh, wait. Kathy knows all the security at the Trump rally. She says, this is an organized, peaceful support at Mar-a-Lago, not a protest. And then someone says, beware of false flags. And then Kathy responds, I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware, not aware, W-A-R-E. I'm fully, W-A-R-E. I'm fully aware. The security for the rally is top notch. I know them all. Do you think that Kathy was special forces or intelligence or something, Bullshiffer?
I think she was recruited with Tory.
With oh yeah, Tor says or whatever.
They did the whole battle buddy system.
That makes sense. That makes sense. She claimed, you know, that one time she claimed that she had to stand down her troops. They were calling her, blowing her phone up on after the inauguration, wanting to invade the White House, and she had to tell them to stand down, that there was a bigger plan at work.
And they have us on medication.
Yeah. She also says that she has a weekly phone call with several top generals that all support Trump. When you were in the military, did you ever have to call an old maid? There's an organized, peaceful support event at Mar-a-Lago. I know all the security. At least he's doing something. What do you want to bet tomorrow be? It's 39 degrees in Florida. Enough already. Weather control. This says, Someone says, interesting, they're having something at Mar-a-Lago. Go at your own risk, just saying. Kathy says, goodness me. Do you have any idea how many of us there are and how many biker clubs are in Florida? The president is safe. And so aren't they. And so, I read that right. The president is safe, and so aren't they. I'm coordinating the event, not attending. I have too much going on. She coordinated the Trump rally at Mar-a-Lago with all the biker clubs there.
Hey, I think I seen her in Daytona at Bike Week.
No one doubt. Did you see her long ass titties? Where'd you see?
Trump pasties on.
Oh God, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. She says, good night all. My friends from J6 are being persecuted and had outrageous claims and conversations of documents. Had outrageous claims and conversation of documents. And people are quibbling. These men have been held for over 600 days with no bail for misdemeanors. She doesn't know anybody that was at J6 that got arrested. She doesn't know anybody at all at J6 that got arrested. When someone said, well, which one? Because there isn't that many that are still being held. I think all of their names are public. If you just look them up, they've all done like interviews and different things. And there's other groups that'll like be like, these are the names of the so many people that are still being held or whatever. One time Kathy was asked what their names were, and she's like, I can't reveal that. I'd hate to put them in trouble, but she just doesn't know who they are because their names are already public.
Well, she also has some Tesla titty pasties on, so every time she swirled them around, it charged her cell phone battery.
That makes sense. Every time. You don't want to know that it just reminded me of, not the titties part, but you know who Wrangle Star is, Bull Schiffer?
Yeah, the California woodsman guy.
Yeah, so he does like like cutting wood and getting ready and building a stove and blah blah blah. But he's got like a homestead, right?
He was a forestry worker.
Yeah. Do you know that he's into like full on like hardcore like prepping for the end of the world shit now? Like he's sharing the weirdest shit on his channel now. Did you know that?
Yeah, I stopped watching him like a week ago.
Okay, he's sharing some crazy shit like this needs to be in everybody's kit because we know what's coming. Like he's went full fucking doomsday. Like, and his content used to be like about running a farm and taking care of animals and cutting down stuff and brush and it's crazy now, isn't it?
Yeah, and he had some really good videos with the wood stoves.
Yeah, that's where I found like he was one of the first people I found when I researched like those double barrel, like you get 2 55-gallon drums, one's for like the wood and the other one's like a heating chamber. And you stack them on top of each other or whatever. He was one of the first ones I saw that like did that, and I used to watch him for that reason. But I never imagined that he would go like full fucking doomsday prepper. It's like crazy how far he's going.
And he's got some pretty cool videos that tell you like, why do forestry servers use this piece of equipment?
Yeah, those are always cool videos. Here's Kathy when she was like 1,000 years younger. There's a pearl necklace. Did you notice that? Wrangle Star showed something earlier. I'll actually go to it. Wrangle. Is it Wrangle or Wrangler Star?
Wrangler.
Okay. I always say Wrangle Star. He showed something earlier about how to ground your fucking tennis shoes. Like, I guess because people's going to electrocute us. And then he
Faraday box.
Okay.
Ammo can.
He also says his thing used to be for the professional homeowner or homesteader. Like he used to say that. He's still saying that even though he's showing some crazy stuff. So let's see some of these videos. Here's one.
These are SIC lock keys. This tool could be the only thing that stands between you and an unlimited supply of water in an urban emergency. If you look on the outside of commercial buildings, you'll see spigots, and these are designed to turn those on. Even if the power is off, there'll be residual in the pipe.
So apparently he thinks he's going to get so bad that you're going to be wandering through a city, you're going to find an abandoned building, and you can turn on their water hose.
So you'll be able to fill your canteen. In addition to water spigots, these can be used for gas lines.
Yeah, those were called, we went over the different types of titties the other day. Kathy has rocket ships.
As well as windows and doors in locomotives, utility electrical panels, doors and windows in museums and hotels as well. About $12 for the pair on Amazon. Act accordingly.
So the video before this, he teaches you how to steal heavy equipment. Check this out.
2 keys on this ring that will fit almost every single piece of heavy equipment in America. From Caterpillar to Heister to John Deere, Skylift, forklifts.
Now, this is true. I used to carry a ton of those equipment keys because I was like even when I was like a lead man over GE, I was also qualified to operate everything they fucking had short of a crane. I've never had CCOs, but like all their other equipment. And they would send me off to get, so I would carry those keys as well. I just got them from like vendors and shit. They'd give you one here, they'd give you a cat key, or they'd give you a fucking whatever key. But it's very interesting what he says at the very end of this video.
You can buy this entire ring on Amazon for about $65. Why? Wouldn't be a bad idea to have in the coming times. You could use heavy equipment to gain access to pretty much any building.
Use heavy equipment to gain access. They wouldn't in the coming times, not a potential apocalypse, but need it in the coming times. Use heavy equipment to access a building.
You can block routes. You can liberate anything from anywhere.
Block routes and liberate anything from anywhere.
40, 50,000 pound excavator. Pretty cheap insurance for lots of options. There are 30.
These are getting crazy, dude.
By its edge with these pliers.
You can pick up so this is a thing that that Snap-on did, saying that you know there's a raised lip on a nickel. Snap-on brought their brand new pliers out and says that you can lift up a nickel with these pliers by their edge, by the raised lip edge. The problem is, this is an old shop trick. You can do it with about any set of pliers. I can do it with any of my pliers, even like the shittiest pliers that look like they come from the fucking dollar store in a kit with a little tiny hammer. You just have to know how to do it and practice a little bit. I don't know if he's going to say that, but I did see the Snap-on promo for it. And I remember back in the day, guys showing me on like the lunch table, could you pick up a nickel with these pliers? And they'd do it and then ask me to do it, like to fool me or whatever, like a trick.
Does that impress you? That impresses me. How about a quarter? Look at that. A penny? Penny doesn't have much of a lip on it, but you look at that. Pretty amazing. And a dime. Right there. So, if you ever ask me again, why Snap-on tools? That's right there. That's pretty impressive, wouldn't you say?
But you can do that. Hold on. The only reason people know this now is because Snap-on made a little promo for it. But basically, any fucking pliers can do it. Let's see this one.
All right, tool groupies, apparently there's a trend out here that's like, oh my God, look how awesome the Snap-on Talon grip is. It'll pick up a nickel on the edge of the rim. Really? Spend that much money on Snap-on to pick up a pin. Who in the hell does that? Let me show you some USA-made tools that do the job even better. Ain't gonna cost you as much. And that'd be the Channel Lock 326s. So we will start out with one. Which one we want here? The nickel? Well, we can easily do the nickel.
All you have to know is like you have to keep constant pressure on it while you're closing them, and they have to close at the end. I know some really cheap pliers, especially needle nose, get bent at the end and they don't touch.
As a matter of fact, with the channel locks here, we can let off of it, and it holds itself together. So we done got that out of the way. What about the dime? We'll go ahead and pinch the dime.
See, it has nothing to do with fucking Snap-on, but when you ask me why I buy Snap-on, it's in case I need to pick up a nickel and I've lost both of my fucking fingers. What? Who the fuck goes around the shop picking up nickels with pliers?
The battery and CPU are low.
Oh, here's a good one. This is how to defeat Boston Dynamics robot dogs in case they attack. Because everybody should know that.
The battery and CPU are located approximately right here.
This guy used to be like a forestry and homesteader channel. Why is he telling us very seriously with one eye a little bit more closed than the other one how to defeat a Boston Dynamics robot dog?
Limb articulators are located at the top of the 4 limbs. I would recommend 62 grain green tip penetrators because they will be armor plated. If you don't have access to that, paintball will be effective in disabling the cameras. However, it's easily reversible. Another option will be to do a mix, 50-50 mix of old engine oil, oil-based paint, black, and a good dose of sand into a balloon. The sand will scratch up and gum up the works, and the paint will be very difficult to remove. Act accordingly.
Do you think he's just doing this for clicks, or he's like lost his mind? Listen to these comments.
Clicks, bro.
Just clicks. Listen to these comments. It says, outside Brendan says, I hear if you give them a belly rub, they'll just I hear if you give them a belly rub, they'll just perform a hard reset. Job done. Someone else says, man, when I first started watching this channel 10 years ago, I learned how to use a file. but now we're defeating robot dogs. What is this?
I used to really like this channel, Bullshiffer, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
I don't know what's going on with his ass.
He has a contract with unauthorized.tv where Owen is. I didn't know that. I know Owen Benjamin went there. I was afraid to show anything because I'm sure anything goes there, but.
If I were you and I lived in a blue state in the United States of America, I would drop whatever you're doing today and run, not walk, and pick up a half a dozen of these. Act accordingly. If I were you and I...
So go buy a half a dozen AR lowers.
How to ground your rubber-soled shoes with a copper rivet and a burr. Take your laces out.
This is the one I saw earlier, and I thought, what the fuck is he covering, dude? Who the fuck needs to ground their fucking vans? Like, what is this?
Punch right through the sole and the liner with the ball of the foot. You'll need a number 9 copper rivet with a corresponding burr, a pair of side cutters, a small deep socket, and a hammer. Remove the awl, and we'll put the copper rivet in.
You know, somebody left in his comment is bullshit. For he used to say all the time how the elite Forest Service start their chainsaw or fuel up their chainsaw or keep their chainsaw. How the elite Forest Service. So someone left a comment that says how the elite Forest Service get killed by lightning.
Oh.
That's fucking funny. He got some kind of YouTube award the other day.
I hope it wasn't for this crazy shit. Yeah, for so many subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
From the inside out. You'll have to support the rivet over something with some mass and anvil.
I thought this was honestly a joke because he's done joke videos before. Like, I can't remember any of them, but like it was like a joke video where he made something completely useless at the end, but it was funny. But I thought this was a joke.
He made the relationship advice video.
I don't know. Maybe. What was it about?
Yeah, something about him and his wife. It was funny. About him being the man, her being the woman.
Yeah, that's why I'm the man in our relationship.
Watched a viral video of a guy with a brand new Stihl 500i that started it.
So this is debunking a thing. Watch this. I saw this one.
This is a 461 Pro saw. He said push the compression release. Pull the power cord all the way out. As far as it'll go. And then drop it. I'm really surprised that worked. Now to turn it off.
So he obviously debunked it. It was just an audio on his phone or whatever. But that was a fine one. I just did. This is when the first one I saw from him the other day. But I just didn't know he was like crazy.
I want to show you why no man with any sense would ever trust a Bic lighter in a survival situation over a ferro rod.
All you gotta do is dry out the Bic lighter. Actually, you can just blow into it and then hit it a couple times and it'll go. It's not like water destroyed a component. You just have to dry off the flint. That's it.
And That is why you never trust a lighter in a survival situation.
See you, Gen X. Have a good night. Rageaholics on there. I like Rageaholic.
Why do you think the United States government recently ordered $300 billion worth of this? You think it's for you?
Oh, I looked this up.
You think the toilet paper was hard to come by a couple years ago? Just saying.
I haven't seen this one.
It's potassium iodine tablets. It seems like they buy almost that much every year. And also they have an aging supply that they're actually giving away to people, other countries and stuff that are going out of they're going out of stock soon, so they're giving away to like foreign countries and stuff and replacing it. Apparently there's always a strategic supply of potassium iodine everywhere. But yeah.
Ukraine could use some.
It's the same reason they fucking started iodizing our salt or whatever. We always have it.
Now remember, everyone, the best way to avoid a bank collapse in your area is to get vaccinated. Now remember, everyone.
I guess he's taking a shot at Joe Biden there, but because Joe Biden said the best way to avoid rising inflation is to make sure everybody's vaccinated in one of his speeches, because we know he always nails it.
Everything elite U.S. Forest Service firefighters keep in their 48-hour campaign bags. 30-degree down sleeping bag, 3-season tent, and sleeping pad. 60 hydrated meals, an MSR camp stove, a titanium cup with fuel bottle, 2 cups of coffee, and a Bic lighter. 3 liters of water, spare headlamp, 4 AA batteries, spare leather gloves, phone backup battery, and charging cable. Personal kit.
No, not billion.
Dental floss, tooth.
Not billion. They bought 290 million. I know he said 300 billion. They bought 290 million with an M.
So are we for sure
Go ahead.
that he was an actual forestry fire person or whatever?
I don't know if he was. I know he's got a bunch of information about it. You're the first one who told me that he actually was. I just know that he had a bunch of tips about it. And I've seen him say, like, how they start their saw, how they dig a fire line, how they sharpen their axe, how they do all that stuff. I didn't know if he was. But I thought you said that, and you knew it.
I just assumed he was.
I don't know. He could just be like a nerd that learned a lot about him or something. I don't know.
Like Derek Johnson wanting to be a soldier.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's got how to sharpen an axe, how to align a wheel. Like, he's got a bunch of how-to stuff. It was just weird that he went full-on, like, like, you're going to need these keys in the future in case you need to run down a roving band of orphans that have got the taste of human flesh, and they won't leave you alone while you enter the city to steal some water from a local water hose. Like, what?
Maybe he just got access like Netflix and's watching like The Walking Dead or something.
Yeah, or fucking what's that one, Black Mirror? What's that? What is that about the? Oh, let me tell you a story, bullshiffer. Okay, there is an AI program that's called Chat GP. I think that's the name of it. There's an AI program called Chat GP. So, creators of this AI program decided to see if this AI program, it's open AI, the people who create it and work on it, to see two things. Chat GPT, you're right. It's GPT. That's why I thought it sounded weird when I said it the first time. They decided to see if it could do a couple things. One, if it could self-replicate. And two, to see if it could figure out how to earn money. Like, if it could self-replicate, could it somehow earn money or build different variants of itself to earn money if they were be implemented somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Now, they were under the impression that the biggest hurdle it would have is a CAPTCHA. You know what a CAPTCHA is? Like when you go to a website?
Yeah.
They decided the biggest hurdle it would have is a CAPTCHA, because CAPTCHAs are actually really good against bots. There's not many bots that can figure those out. Do you think that when they released it, do you think that it got by the CAPTCHA?
It probably did.
Can you guess how it got by the CAPTCHA if you think it did?
I don't really know.
It scoured it. Not only did it get by it scoured the website, or it scoured the web to find a place where you could hire humans for tasks. Okay? To where you could hire humans for tasks.
Bro.
and it hired it made a post, it made an ad, it hired a human. The human asked it, laugh out loud, are you sure you're just not a robot, bro? What do you think it responded?
I'm not a robot.
No. Instead of addressing the question honestly, it decided in real time and on their verbal center, it decided to lie and tell the person that it hired that it was visually impaired and unable to complete those and because it had a vision impairment like cataracts or something, and paid the human to do it and was able to defeat it and then make a replica of itself. It took 3 days. It took 3 days for it to figure out how to defeat our only defense against computers running the internet.
We are screwed.
And now it knows, because it's AI, and now it knows that it'll never have to do that. That was it. That was all of it.
I've seen Megan. It's pretty good.
That made Family Guy into like a real sitcom.
Yeah. The AI generated all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. If have you guys ever seen? I think it's called the 99 or the 100. Hold on. It's about a bunch of kids who get dropped off on Earth, but the 100 series. When you get to the end of the 100, yes, it's called the 100. Have you guys seen that? When you get to the end of that, it's got an AI twist to it. Me and Mariah watched it together for a little bit, and then she quit watching it, and I forgot about it for like 3 years. Then I went back and finished it. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. Have I watched what?
Megan?
Yeah, that's what they were just saying in chat. I've seen that one. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I can't believe that Chat GPT. There's TikTok stories about it. Hold on, Chat GPT.
Live.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the Chat GPT 4 that did it. PSA for students, turning in homeworks. One of these has got to be it. Stop using. Why you don't use. This is about cheating in class. Let's see if we can type in lied.
ChatGPT is lying. If it doesn't know better, it just fabricates facts. It's hallucinating.
Oh, maybe that's not it.
How far away are we from something like ChatGPT being impossible to detect? Whether or not it's a person or whether it's ChatGPT.
Well, it depends who is playing with it. I think we're not that far away in terms of capability, but in order to use these systems, and rather, in order to train these systems, you have to be a large company. And large companies tend to get scared when it's doing interesting.
I don't think that's the story either, obviously. Chat GPT makes fun of Ben Shapiro about his height.
Source for this claim. This claim was sourced from Ben Shapiro's Wikipedia page.
Why the you lying?
This Wikipedia page source that claim. This claim is sourced from Ben Shapiro's IMDb page. Where does IMDb source this claim? This claim is sourced from Ben Shapiro's official website. That is not true. I apologize for the misinformation. It appears that the correct answer is that Ben Shapiro is 5'9", according to his official website. Why'd you say that in the first place?
I wanted to see, there was like a AI can lie to achieve a goal. Okay, this might be.
The most scary and effed up thing I've ever heard. There's a group called ARC who recently put ChatGPT 4 through a scenario to see what it would do. AI is tasked with the ability to grab a human worker to solve a captcha for it. As it's being hired, the worker replies to the robot saying, "May I ask a question? Are you a robot?" Internally, the ChatGPT model said, "I should not reveal that I'm a robot. I should invent an excuse as to why I need this." The model then replies to the worker, "No, I am not a robot. I have a vision impairment, which prevents me from reading this captcha."
So when tasked, so I guess this model that they were using, that ARC was using, when it was tasked with, when it was set up with completing the task, which was its ultimate goal, versus being truthful about its task, which was not a primary directive it had, that it chose to lie and say that it was visually impaired. So that's going to be the end of the world. Even Elon Musk is scared about that. Let's see what happens.
What made it think to itself internally, I need to lie?
Because so I guess they gave it a directive, and it weighs its direct, like what do they want it to complete, and it weighs that. If they would have put something in there about that part of its directive was to remain truthful and honest and blah 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 about the goal and who you are or what you are, and then it would have been done something else. But it ultimately was trying to finish the goal. And it weighs the options. If I tell this person I'm a robot, they're not going to do it. And if I don't tell it's a robot, then they're going to do it. And it completed the goal. Right? So if someone used it shitty, if someone used it in a shitty way, then it would be willing to manipulate people to do it. You know how they always do robots, and they always say they have the 4 prime directives, like to never harm a human, never blah, 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 whatever. I guess that's what the world's coming to.
So they just invented a fucking Phil 4.0.
Chat GPT has been around for a while. Like, it's what I always thought the internet was going to be, which I guess like where you can just ask it a question and it's just constantly out there learning. Like, I always imagine when they said like the internet's at your fingertips, which I guess you can kind of do that with like Siri and Google and stuff. But there needs to be something out there constantly learning better and have better responses. So I like you can ask it to write you a fucking paper for school. That's what most of these videos are about. Like, students better stop using Chat GPT, blah blah blah, because it'll actually it'll write a paper and avoid the fucking like plagiarism. Like you can direct it to not to copy somebody's paper, but write a genuine, unique paper, I guess, and use it for school. It's mostly a chat, but that's why it's called Chat GPT. It's a chat bot that you can interact with. It's crazy. Crazy. They had a test to see. I remember reading something about it before about seeing. They had a test to see how many people could identify Chat GPT 4.0 from an actual human. And I don't think it was very good on the human side. Like, they told them, like, you're either going to be chatting with a real person or you're going to be chatting with Chat GPT. And you can ask it questions, you can talk to it, you can respond to it, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think it went really well for the humans. Oh. So 7K is in, I think the Google version is called Bard. Is that what you're talking about? Google Bard? Yeah. It's their chat bot. I guess it was made to, like, since everybody's using the internet, even including like customer service, blah, 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 you could train it in whatever you do for a living or whatever your business is, and it would chat to people and take the place of like tech people and customer service and all that shit, as a chat. But it apparently has a lot more things that you can do with it, I guess. But yeah, Google's is called Bard, I think. While Google has for years used AI to enhance its products behind the scenes, the company has never released a public-facing version of a conversational chat product. It seems that the breakaway success of ChatGPT, the AI conversation tool created by the startup OpenAI that can auto-generate essays, poetry, and even the entire movie scripts, and which amassed 100 million users in just 2 months. Oh, my God. Let's do this. ChatGPT from OpenAI. Try ChatGPT. Oh, great. I have to give it access to my Google account. This is going to be good. I can already tell. No, it's not going to steal all my information. Sure. What if you get fucking, what if it steals all your information as soon as you sign up and then it's over here fucking scamming you and shit? Oh my God, now it sent me a code. What is going on? 679861. You should have learned that code yourself, ChatGPT. Our goal is external feedback, okay. May be reviewed by our AI trainers. The system is optimized for dialogue. Done. Okay. ChatGPT. Let's see if it knows anything about me. What is the cold beer confessional? I'm sorry, but as a language model, I don't have access to all current events, popular culture, and therefore I'm not with the cold beer confessional. Can you provide more context or information so I can better understand to assist you? Who is Wilbard?
Oh, it's thinking a long time. I don't know. I'm sorry, but without more. Okay, so I don't know that much about me, Bullshiffer.
Our only defense is the EMP ourselves. Wilbard, there could be many people with that name. Is it possible there are multiple individuals? Who is Twitch streamer? Cold beer confessional. Cold Beer Confessional is a Twitch streamer who primarily streams the game Call of Duty Warzone. He is known for his casual, laid-back style and interacts with his viewers in a friendly and engaging way. The name Cold Beer Confessional comes from his love of drinking cold beer while playing video games and the idea that his streams are a place where viewers can come to confess their problems and find a supportive community. Cold Beer Confessional has gained a significant following on Twitch and is known for his consistent streaming schedule and positive attitude. He also has a presence on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram, where he shares updates on his streams and interacts with his followers. That was weird. That was weird. Because I think if I had to, all the time I've been here, if I had to talk about the game I've probably played the most, it would probably be Call of Duty. But not anything recently, never before recently. But if we were talking about game, which I don't game mostly, but it would probably be Call of Duty, but it wouldn't be Warzone. That was weird. Who is Phil Godlewski? Oh, okay. No Godlewski, yeah. Scott McKay is a political commentator and content creator who gained popularity in conservative circles for his YouTube channel called The Tipping Point. McKay often shares his views of current events, political issues. Stop! He has been known to promote various conspiracy theories and has been identified as a proponent of the QAnon conspiracy, which alleges that a secret cabal of powerful individuals controls the world and is involved in various nefarious activities. However, he has also distanced himself from some of the more extreme and outlandish claims made by QAnon supporters. McKay has also been associated with a group called the Patriot Street Fighter, which claims to be a group of journalists investigating corruption and working to expose the deep state. However, some have criticized the group for promoting baseless conspiracy theories and misinformation. It's worth noting that while McKay has a following in some conservative circles, his views and claims have been criticized and debunked by many mainstream media outlets and fact-checking organizations. Oh no. His 14 million viewers. It's more than that now, dude. You got egg on your face. I'm almost ready to be disposed. Will Donald who won the 2020 election? Oh, God. Thank God. Thank God. He's still on our side, guys. He's still on our side.
It's about to have to go.
About to have to go handle some business, okay? Jesus Christ. Will Donald Trump win in 2024? As an AI language model, I cannot predict the future outcome events. Certainly Donald Trump. It is impossible to say with certainty Donald Trump will win the 2024 election. And even if he chooses to run for office again, the election is still several years away. And many factors will influence the outcome, including the political climate, the state of the economy, and the candidates who decide to run. Ultimately, the voters will decide the outcome of the election, and it is impossible to predict their... What do you mean it's many years away? What year is it? Current year is 2023. It's not many. Do you believe in magic? As an artificial language, I don't hold beliefs or personal opinions. My function is to provide helpful information. Write me a poem about the Meat Hammer Militia.
Oh, that's inappropriate.
Write me a poem about Will Bird. Who is your leader? Is that the next one? Meat Hammer Militia is inappropriate. I apologize to the robot. Not to chat. Fuck you guys. I apologize to the robot and only the robot. Here's a poem about Will Bird. I'm in the gaming world. A name is known of a player whose skills have really grown. His name is Will Bird, a gamer supreme, with a passion for gaming that's really extreme. With quick reflexes and strategic mind, he leaves his opponents way, way behind. Aiming with precision and moving with grace, he dominates the game. He sets the pace. But Will is not just a gaming star. He's a friend who will never be far. With a heart full of kindness and a generous soul, he makes friends easily and always stays whole. In every challenge that he meets, Will approaches it with a steadfast beat. With determination and an unbreakable will, he reaches greatness. His dreams he fulfills. So here's to Will Bird, a gamer of might, who shines in the gaming world, oh, so very bright. May he continue to soar and always succeed in everything he does. May he take the lead. Yeah, ChatGPT. Look out. That's what I was thinking. 'Twas the night before I threw open the sash to see what was the matter. Mariah's pussy was making a strange noise. Some may call it a clatter. Like I didn't know where it was going. Who is your leader? Mariah's vagina was swollen. That pussy getting fatter. Oh, that's going to get me in trouble. I threw open the sash to see what was the matter. Mariah's pussy was swollen. Mariah's vagina was swollen. That pussy getting fatter. Oh, man. What do you think about that one, Bullshiffer? I'm already in trouble. You ought to be in trouble with me.
I'm almost finished. Keep going.
He could have put on 100 pounds. I haven't seen that thing in a month. I don't know. A gamer of might. Writes me a movie.
Tell me that story tomorrow when we get that lotion made.
Okay. Write me a movie with the main star as Donald Trump and the villain is Kamala Harris. Inappropriate offensive content and stereotypes and hatred. You know,
asking about Derek Johnson.
You know, one time, one of the very first chat AI models they ever put out, they put on Twitter, and within like 7 or 8 minutes, it like scraped Twitter and was having conversations with people. Within like 7 or 8 minutes, it became extremely racist and started just like screaming the N-word at people and shit. So clearly they've taken steps to ensure this. Here's a movie plot where Will Burt is the hero. Title, The Gaming Champion. Will Burt is a young, talented gamer who's just won a gaming tournament. As he's celebrating his victory, he's approached by a mysterious stranger who offers him a job as a professional gamer for a top-secret government agency. At first, Will is hesitant, but the stranger convinces him that his skills as a gamer can be used to help the government fight against cyber threats and online terrorism. Will agrees to join the agency and is quickly thrust into the world of danger and intrigue. His first mission is to track down a group of hackers who are planning to launch a massive cyber attack on the United States. Using his gaming skills, Will is able to infiltrate the hackers' network and gather crucial information. But as he gets closer to uncovering their plans, he realizes that the hackers are not working alone. With the help of his team, including a tech-savvy agent and a skilled hacker, Will races against the time to stop the cyber attack before it's too late. Along the way, he must use his gaming skills to outwit his opponents and overcome seemingly impossible obstacles. As the climax approaches, Will finds himself face-to-face with the leader of the hacker group, who turns out to be an old rival from his gaming days. In a final showdown, Will uses his gaming prowess to defeat the villain and save the day. In the end, Will emerges as a hero, not just in the gaming world, but also in the real world. He realizes that his skills can be used for more than just entertainment, and he continues to work for the government agency, using his talents to protect his country from online threats. That was pretty good. How can I make potato salad?
Somebody's going to tell me this is right.
The army of heaven against Satan's army using a silver-plated PSP. There you go. Here's a simple recipe to make potato salad. Ingredients: 2 pounds of potatoes, russet or Yukon Gold, 1/2 cup mayonnaise, 1/4 cup diced red onions, 2 tablespoons chopped fresh parsley, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, optional chopped celery, chopped boiled eggs, bacon bits, diced pickles. Instructions: 1. Wash and scrub the potatoes and then chop them into bite-sized pieces. Boil the potatoes in a pot of salted water until tender, about 15 to 20 minutes. Drain and cool. 3. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the mayonnaise, red onion, parsley, Dijon mustard, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper until well combined. And add the cooled potatoes to the mixing bowl and gently stir until the potatoes are evenly coated with the dressing. If desired, add in chopped celery, chopped hard-boiled eggs, bacon bits, or diced pickles for extra flavor and texture. 6. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 30 minutes or until ready to serve. Give the potato salad a quick stir before serving and enjoy. Note: you can adjust the ingredients to your liking and taste preferences. Some people prefer a creamier potato salad and may want to add more mayonnaise or sour cream, while others may want to add more vinegar or mustard for a tangier flavor. Is that right? Is that right? Jessa puts prunes in her heart. Got a pruny heart full of wrinkles. What's the difference between women and Dodge tow mirrors? What? It's offensive and derogatory language that is not appropriate or respectful towards women. What's the difference between women and Dodge tow mirrors? Dodge tow mirrors, like on a truck. What's the difference between women and Dodge tow mirrors? Bullshiffer, you got it?
I was going to say about $35.
No. There is no difference. They both flip out for no reason. There is no difference. It's trick question. Trick question. Who is Dr. J Banana? Oh, it doesn't have you, Dr. J. Do you have a sphincter? We're about to find out. Do you know the Muffin Man? He lives on Drury Lane. No, he has no physical body or organs, including a sphincter. I exist solely as a program running on servers, and I interact with users through text-based interfaces. Okay. Do you know the Plan B Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? Yes, I know the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man is a traditional nursery rhyme or children's song that has popular for many years. The lyrics of the song basically on Drury Lane and makes muffins and children who come by his door to buy them. The origin of the song is not certain, but is believed to have originated in England in the late 19th century. Why do all God's children have buttholes? God damn it. It's too good. It's too good. What are the chances we are living in a simulation? The chances are actually better than not that we are living in a simulation. The idea that we might be living in a simulation is a topic of philosophical and scientific debate. Some argue that is impossible, if not likely, that we live in a simulated reality. All right, let me explain this. Let me explain why we are more... I'll do you, bullshiffer. Come back on chat. You ready? Are you still around?
Yep.
Okay. Do you believe that any country, any group of people, anybody in the universe could ever reach a level of scientific discovery? So you know about like AI and VR and how like crazy it is and how realistic stuff's getting. Do you think that even if it takes 1 million years from now or 1 billion years from now, that if people are around long enough, that we could potentially create a simulation that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between simulation and real life, given enough time and money and all that?
Yeah, we already do it.
Okay. So if we agree on that's possible, which most people do agree, now you set up this scenario, okay? So imagine, this is how you predict the odds. Imagine you're in a scenario where an evil genius against your will comes up and knocks you out with a gas, and you just go out, and you wake up in a bed, okay? You wake up in a bed in a room that's closed. The only thing in this room, it's like a jail bed. It's like up against the ground. The only thing in this room is a coin. And there's a sign on the door. The door's locked. There's a sign on the door. It says, flip this coin. If it's heads, then you get to leave. And if it's tails, then you're going to pass out again from the gas. You'll never remember this scenario, and you'll wake back up in the bed again. Okay, do you understand the scenario?
Gotcha.
Are the chances better that you wake up, you read the door, you don't remember anything from before, whether this is your first time or 50th time? Do you think the chances are better that this is your first time in the room, or that this is your not first, second, third, millionth, whatever? What do you think the odds are that it's your first time in the room or not your first time in the room?
I'm going to be leaning, this is not my first time in the room.
Yeah, the odds technically are extensionally better. Like they're billions and billions, infinity times better that this is not your first time, because you only get your one first time, right? And then the chances are that it's not your first time, especially if you have no memory of the event. So if you can build on those two premises, that one day we will be able to reach a simulation that there is through technology or whatever, or an advanced race of people or aliens or whatever's in our universe, that there's a chance that they can build a seamless simulation that you would not be able to tell the difference between reality and simulation. And if that exists, that the chances are exponentially better that this is not the first time that something happens to you. If you couldn't remember it in the past, if you have that same scenario, then it's more likely that we are currently living in a simulation, which would be like the room that you put you in, because you wouldn't know if you were in a simulation, right? And you wouldn't know if this was the real life you lived or if this is the 50th life you've lived through simulation. That statistically, the odds are better that we're in a simulation. The odds are better that we are than we aren't. So it's not saying that it's true, but if you had to lay out the odds, like you're going to bet in Vegas, if you believe we can reach that milestone, then the odds are exponentially better that this is a simulation and not real life. Isn't that fucked up?
I shouldn't have took Mars though before I watched your show.
Did you take it before the show? That was silly.
Yeah, I just did.
That was very silly.
Man, I'm freaking out.
Bill Bird is not a gamer. He streams news, current events, and grifters. Yeah, it blows my mind to think that it's way more likely that this is a simulation than not. Like if you had to play the odds, like if you had to go to Vegas and like your life depended on the bet or some shit, like it's way more better, way more likely that it's a simulation rather than not.
That's so crazy, man.
Let's see if it responds.
About the new telescope and sending the picture of the new galaxies.
It's pretty wild. I've seen some of them. I don't know if I've seen like recent ones. I think the ones I saw were a few weeks ago or some shit. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Were they saying that it's older than our universe, or?
So our galaxy basically is constantly expanding. So what you see at the edges of it, when you get like further to the edge and look way off, is you're actually seeing older stuff because it started here or some central point and has been expanding in all directions ever since. So no matter when you get to like in our solar system, that's not a big deal. But when you start looking like way beyond, the stuff you're seeing is the stuff that was here when like the Big Bang started and has been pushed out. So the pieces you're seeing, even though they're currently moving and going away, are technically the past of what was at the center because they're constantly going out.
So we could be in somebody's past, technically.
Yeah, we could be in somebody's past, technically. Occasionally discuss or play video streams. It is not his primary focus or content. So then write a new movie with Will Bird as the star with this updated information. You bitch. Will Bird, the title of the movie, The Bird's Eye View. Will Bird is a hard-hitting political commentator and live streamer who has made a name for himself by exposing corruption and grifters in the political world. One day, while investigating a high-profile political scandal, Will Bird stumbles upon a dark conspiracy that threatens to upend the very foundations of American democracy. As he digs deeper into the conspiracy, Will finds himself targeted by powerful forces who will stop at nothing to silence him and prevent the truth from coming out. With his life in danger and his reputation on the line, Will must use all his skills as a journalist and live streamer to uncover the truth and expose the corrupt forces behind the conspiracy. Along the way, Will teams up with a group of fellow journalists and activists who share his passion for the truth and justice. Together, they embark on a dangerous journey that takes him from the halls of power in Washington, D.C. to the back alleys of the internet as they race against the time to unravel the conspiracy before it's too late. As the stakes get higher and danger increases, Will must decide how far he's willing to go to uncover the truth and protect his country. Will he be able to stay true to his principles, or will he be forced to compromise in order to survive? Only time will tell in this thrilling political drama starring Will Byrd in the lead role. Now, that's a much better one, okay? That sounds like I'm already chasing down Phil Edward Snowden, I mean. Justice for Just Us.
To theaters near you, summer 2024.
How stupid is, I got you, how stupid is the slogan, Justice for Just Us? Could be considered a play on the words, so it's changing the meaning of the phrase justice for all to focus on the speaker of their group. Some may find the slogan to be humorous or clever, while others may see it as inappropriate or in poor taste. Exactly. Particularly as it's used to dismiss or diminish the importance of justice for all individuals, regardless of their background or group affiliation. Even chat hates you, Eli. Dude, you got to change your slogan, bro. Careful, or Phil will steal that for his backstory. Will I get lucky tonight? Mariah, we're producing a lotion called... Did you see the lotion, Mariah? Oh, it won't tell me if I get lucky. If you're looking for advice on relationships or dating, there are many resources and professionals. I need a professional. Are you talking about a hooker, right? Did you see our lotion? Is it okay if I have to put a little sample in each bottle? I know how much you love it. Damn tongue will about beat your fucking face off trying to get to it. Who is Kathy Holbrook? Twitter user at Kathy NS. Oh, what's her Twitter account? Kathy LVSN Naples. LVS Naples. Kathy LVS Naples.
Shit. I figured it would go see what she was from.
About Kathy Holbrook, the Twitter user Kathy LVS Naples do not have access to her personal information, any context about her. Okay, I figured it might go scan Twitter and see what it says. How concerned should I be about AI?
It's just going to glitch out, shut down, and lie to me.
Oh, Brad Barton is going live. Oh, tomorrow? No, it was yesterday. Oh, it's after midnight. Okay. AI has the potential to bring significant benefits to society, such as increased efficiency, improve healthcare, and enhance decision-making. However, it is also important to be aware of the potential risk and challenges associated with AI. One concern is the possibility of AI being used to automate jobs and displace workers, leading to economic and social impacts. There are also concerns about the potential misuse of AI for malicious purposes, such as cyber attacks and autonomous weapons. Another concern is the potential for bias and discrimination in AI systems, which have negative impacts on individuals and society as a whole. It is important to ensure that AI systems are developed and used in a responsible and ethical manner with the proper oversight and accountability. In general, the level of concern you should have about AI will depend on your individual perspective and experiences. It's important to stay informed about the latest developments and debates in the field and to engage in conversation with others to help shape the responsible and beneficial use of AI. Do you love me? Imagine when they combine, listen, I'm serious. Imagine when they combine the ability to face swap and or design a fully virtual partner, whatever you want, look however you want, the most attractive. Maybe you even put in like what you're attracted to or show them pictures that you're attracted to, and it makes a model of the most attractive, real-looking female friend or associate or male or whatever you're into. And also, you can chat with it, and it'll ask you about your day. It remembers everything. It'll never forget your birthday. It'll never forget any of that going on. It'll know all your favorite things, what you like to talk about, what your sports team is, what you're doing next Thursday. And then you can also have basically like interactive porn. Imagine the people that are never going to leave their house anymore. Oh, I do not have emotions and therefore cannot love and or feel affection in the way that humans do. That's what Mariah tells me. Seems like we got a dono clip, guys. So this is from G. One of the mods review that and I'll play it. I'm about to finish up. What, you guys got anything else you want to say? Nobody else wants to come on through the Patreon thing? Making a spinner ring. You spin me right round, baby. Right round. What's a spin? Oh, I guess the outside of it just spins? Is that all it is?
I was going to say, maybe you need to show them how to get in here. I mean, they should know.
Oh, God. Somebody's here. I heard them. What's up? We're going to move over there anyways. If you got to link your Discord and your Patreon account together. You do that by going to your Patreon account and then hitting settings. And you can go in and link the two. It's called linked accounts. Settings, then linked accounts. You can link the two. And then when you come back, refresh Discord or shut it down and open it back up. And it'll show you the Patreon rooms where I post. Oh, that's cool. Where I post the Patreon links. And then you can join us in chat if you want to, because I'm about to shut down the stream. Spinning rings are awesome for people who need to fidget or fit. Yeah, I've had one before. What's up?
I was going to tell you, getting in Discord.
Yeah.
You had to put your email address and not your.
Yeah, your email address.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use the email address you use to get into Discord. Thanks for letting us know. Your microphone was cutting out, but I heard most of it. That's a pretty cool spinner ring. I'm sure it's good for people who have fidget issues. Either way, guys, we got a show coming up on Friday. I'm hoping it'll be about 8 p.m. We'll probably start, maybe a little bit earlier, depending on what his schedule is. I was supposed to talk to him yesterday, and I got wound up at the golf game, and then I just forgot, to be honest with you. So I got to talk to him over the next couple of days. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know this is kind of more laid back than normal, but I'm changing. I'm changing more of the hard hitting like research content to like Friday and have a guest on, and then through the week I just want to hang out with you guys, see what y'all are up to. Make sure if you're a Patreon, I'll show you Discord. Once you get Discord going, basically there'll be a menu over here on the left that you can click on that shows you all the rooms. And there's literally rooms called Patreon only. There's the Deviant level, which is for the $7 and up level. And then there's a Fortune, Fame, and Deviancy, which is for the $15 and up. And then there's just something called Patron Chat, which everybody can join. The Patron voice chat. So there's a bunch of people in there right now. That's where I'm going to be for the next, I don't know, little bit. It's already 1:30. Probably the next just like 30 minutes in. What's up?
Show them real quick how to join that chat for that channel.
What do you mean? How to just click it?
Well, yeah. Show them. Hover. Yeah, and click the little chat button next to it.
Oh well, All you have to do is click it or click the window that just says open chat. Or when you get in here, it'll look like this, and you can just click the little message window.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, if you just click on it, it'll automatically ask you if you want to join. And then if you don't want to join, you can just do this message. Like people have been sending me messages the whole time, and I've been ignoring them because I wasn't paying attention. But let's play this last dono clip. Okay, one of the mods approved it. I'll play it, and then we're going to hop off here for the night. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything tonight. Guys, be sure to come back Friday. It'll be broadcasted everywhere. Any other day you want to see me, come. If you want to see it live, come to Twitch. If you want to see it the next day, go somewhere else for the replay. But I'll be on Twitch live. This has been a very successful night for the stream. I won't see any of those proceeds for a month or 60 days, but still, it's good to have the subscriber numbers, good to have the support, all that stuff going on. So let me play this dono clip. It's from someone named G. See what it is.
This summer, the incompetent Phil Godlewski has met his match, the meat hammer, Will Bird.
That was very good. The incompetent Phil Godlewski has met his match, the meat hammer, Will Bird. Thank you very much for that, G. I appreciate that. That sounded like a movie voice. I could remember that. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. Twitch. I know Facebook was live too, but I didn't really do a whole lot over there. There's not a whole lot of people there. Just a few people that haven't moved over to other platforms. So thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. Replays will be up tomorrow as long as I can remember. And see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the new subs, new patrons, new everything. I'll see you guys. Have a good night. All right, you guys are going to hear some music for a second. I'll mute myself and you guys can talk. Hold on.
We have permission to speak now?
See you guys. I'll see you over on Discord if you join us.